Well, good evening, Tiger Sports fans. Tonight here on LC Tiger Sports Live, it's varsity football. The Mecca, Liberty Center versus Patrick Henry, live from Rexlinger Stadium, Kip Kern Field. I'm your host, Mark the Captain Bly, and on the call tonight, Mr. Spike Whitman and Scott Barrett. Also, we'll have a special guest up here. Brian Jigs Babcock will be with us tonight. And guys, as always, we start out our session with the sit-down on Wednesday mornings with Coach Casey Moeller. And this week was
LC Tiger Sports Live welcoming Coach Casey Moeller. Coach 6-0. You just can't ask for a better start. Last week we kind of felt like Brian could present some challenges. We're all waiting for it, and you guys just really took care of business. How did you feel about last week?
Well, I thought we got out to a good start. I thought our defense played exceptional in containing, Kepler and the Herald running back, and that really opened things up for us offensively, and we were able to get a good lead and kind of ride that wave of momentum. But again, the defense kind of set the tone for us, getting some stops early and some turnovers, and we were able to make that work for us.
It looked like early on that Kepler was effective in some of those option RPO type opportunities. He got some first downs. They strung together a few things. It did not take Matt Bryan and the defensive staff long to put Colton's hand down, and I think he had a four-man line, and that just eliminated any outside run. Colton Cruz.
Yeah, we made a couple of adjustments during the first drive.
Yep.
We talked to defensive linemen about not squeezing down so much, staying home on the quarterback, and then kind of moving Colton up into a four-man front.
Mm-hmm.
Put him in a position where we had an extra guy out there, because the RPO stuff or the read option stuff can be a challenge, especially when you've got aggressive linebackers. When they see that fake, they want to go get it, and then the quarterback pulls it out. It's tough to redirect and get there, and that kind of hurt us for a few plays, and then we made a few adjustments, and we were able to kind of put the clamps on it.
How much of that is just seniors that have seen it, really coachable, really smart guys? I thought they played some high IQ football after that first drive.
Yeah, I mean, those guys have got a reputation for being really aggressive.
Wait, did you say they're aggressive?
Hard-hitting.
Okay, yeah.
But their intelligence and football IQ is off the charts, and they see things, and when a team does something, they know what they need to do to adjust. And then, Coach Nick Miller and Matt Bryan kind of had it figured out that, if they hurt us with this is what we're going to go to, and they went to it right away, and we kind of eliminated that part of their offense.
Well, we certainly get all wrapped up in the public about the hitting and all that stuff, and they do a lot of that, and our defense likes to hit, but it's a high IQ defense with a lot of guys that know what's going on and really take good coaching, and that's what I saw from the booth. Like, whoa, that was a quick adjustment. These guys kind of throttled back, got real disciplined, and then eliminated anything Brian wanted to do on offense.
Well, I think in today's football game, you have to have high IQ guys. It's not like the old days where you got some big dumb lineman that doesn't know what they're doing. You can't do that in today's game because offenses have so many formation, they have so many adjustments, motions, moves, and then stuff that they do out of there, RPO stuff. You've got to be really disciplined. You've got to know what you're doing, understand run fits, understand passing lanes and drops and coverage and stuff like that. So the days of, I got this guy that I'm going to hide back there in the secondary, it doesn't happen anymore.
Should I be offended by that comment since I was a caveman? Should I be offended by that?
I'm not sure you would handle today's defense.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I went to Purdue. Shake yourself. All right. This week, obviously, you're not one of these guys that get swept away with the emotion of rivalries. I mean, this truly is a kind of a business thing for you. It's the one thing that I think that you've really managed your entire career. The rest of us, though, we get pretty excited for games like this. How do you balance Liberty Center, Patrick Henry, historic, I don't say blood rivalry, but it is just tooth and nail and tough between the communities. How do you do it, just in practice and your overall approach? Because I know inside there's got to be another level or two, a decibel of excitement, but you seem to be able to manage that when others can't. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, we addressed that early on in the week that this is going to, there's going to be a lot of energy at the game, which is what we want. These are the type of games you want to play in. I mean, if you don't want to play in this game or you're nervous for this game, there's something wrong. You got to be excited, understand that This will be the biggest crowd we have. The media coverage is going to be, off the charts and things like that. But we talk about we got to block all that out.
Yeah.
And we know on top of that, it's homecoming, and we've got all kinds of stuff going on at school. There's going to be, Friday is going to be a madhouse, and we're going to have a pep assembly and stuff. So we talk about, distractions, and we kind of take a Bill Belichick approach, and we just talk about
on to Cincinnati.
Who's your homecoming date? PH. That's all. That's all our guys are doing right now. So it can be a challenge. I mean, but at the same time, this is why we do what we do, is because we want to play in games like this. We just got to understand that we got to block out all the garbage and focus on the job.
Maybe take a segment and talk about. It's rare that you get to go up against a coach, of the caliber of Bill Inseman. He's been a great coach for a long time. He's built a powerhouse program, one that I think has beaten us 18 times in the last 25, 26 games or something. I mean, he really has been a dominant coach over us. I think we won 4 in a row, but prior to that, it was a long stretch where PH really put it on us. And as much as we love Rex Lindgren, it was a difficult solve for Rex to beat Bill. Here's a guy that's going to be your all-time wins leader in the league, all-time wins leader in the area, Hall of Fame coach. In 19, did a great job putting together a run-heavy squad. He can do it through the air. He can do it on the ground. There's a lot going on with Bill Inseman, and you're obviously building a great career too, Case. But what's your mindset, and what are you expecting from someone like Bill Inseman this week?
Well, you expect him to kind of not make mistakes for sure. You're expecting him to exploit any weaknesses that you might have. We spend a lot of time trying to evaluate, okay, where do we need to get better? Well, Bill Inseman will tell us where we need to get better, because he's going to attack whatever he sees as a weakness in your team. And he's really kind of the standard, for a coach. If you want to build a program, if you want to be successful, all right, how do we beat Patrick Henry? Because if you can beat them, then you're probably likely to be able to beat anybody. And that's kind of the approach I've taken, that, they were the standard. If we want to be successful, how do we stop their offense? How do we score on their defense and things like that? So, he's raised the level. I think John Downey set the bar.
Yeah.
Rex kind of exceeded him, and then I think Bill has, worked to try to exceed Rex, and so I think everybody else is chasing Bill right now.
Yeah. Well, it makes it pretty exciting to see a young and upcoming really good football coach go up against an old sage Hall of Fame veteran who, admittedly so, maybe at the end of his career here sooner than later. So don't know if it's this year, but I know everybody's paying attention to that matchup, and certainly, as a coach, you want, and your staff, I'm sure, want to be as sharp and as on point with your game planning and preparedness for that. Talk about this Patrick Henry team. You watch them on Huddle. You do some film study on them. They've seemed to be able to go back and forth the last few years. That 19, I think that state semifinal team, they were run heavy. They got back to being pass heavy. We've always thought of him as a pass innovator. This team looks pretty balanced. Nash Meyer, maybe the net best thrower / athlete, although I thought last week we faced a pretty good quarterback. And then Landon Johnson creates all kinds of problems, and they've got skilled guys everywhere. So I like what they do up front. Casey, when you look at Patrick Henry's offense, what are you thinking this week?
Well, it's going to be a tall task to try to slow them down. They've just got so many athletes all over the field. And we've talked about that before with other teams, but I think Patrick Henry is like a different level of athlete. Sure. The Johnson kid is an All-Ohio receiver, first-team All-Ohio last year. Yeah. Nash Meyer is the all-time leading passer.
That's saying a lot there.
Yeah, I mean, you go down the list of Patrick Henry quarterbacks, and there's some great ones. The Hebers, the Georges, and things like that. And now he's at the top of the list. And then you've got Lincoln Krieger, who is an All-Ohio basketball player, so he's a good athlete. Thomas Smith is the other wideout who's a regional qualifier in track and the jumps and relays and things like that, so he can run and jump, dunk a basketball, whatever. Their running back just gets the ball and he runs hard. And they didn't have a lot of running game the last couple of years, and now Bill has kind of gone back and rededicated himself to making sure they can run the ball. And this kid's dynamic. He runs, he's not super big, but he runs hard. He's quick. He has good vision. And And then their line is big and strong up
Right.
front, and they get off the ball better than anybody we've seen.
Yes.
They fire off the ball, they get a hat on a hat, and they just move people. So when you put all that together, they're attacking you tackle to tackle in the run game, and then they're attacking sideline to sideline in the pass game, whether it be short, quick passes, and then they'll go vertical down the field. So you've got to cover the entire field, and it's a huge challenge for a defense to do, because you can't have a weakness. You might be strong up front, but if you're weak in the secondary, they're just going to get rid of the ball and start throwing it. If you drop people into coverage, now they're going to get off the ball and run the ball. And so you've got to be really balanced defensively. You can't overdo things like, we just got to blitz, and then they start throwing the short screens and getting rid of the ball. So it's going to be a tough task, and it'll be a great opportunity for our defense to find out how good we are.
When I watch them a little bit, I really like the way their guys up front play. There's some veterans in that offensive and defensive lines. Both lines of scrimmage is as good as PH has put together in a long time, and I think that's why they feel kind of comfortable in this matchup, because we do like to play it a little bit in the box, a little smaller, a little bit more physical, and I just feel like that offensive line for Patrick Henry, against your defense and even their defensive line, they're going to create more challenges than, not saying they have not been good in years past, but I think this addition, this line of scrimmage is better for Patrick Henry. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah. And even in the preseason, in some of the league meetings, Bill talked, and you could tell he was really excited about this offensive line because of their size and how well they move. I mean, this isn't a big, sloppy 280-pound offensive line. These are kids that can get out and move. They're athletic, and I think he really likes that, and it suits what they're doing offensively really well, which is why they're able to put up points.
Yeah, you're not going to give away a lot of the game plan. You never do. But, I mean, again, anybody that pays attention to Liberty Center football, and you always say it, we're not going to change a lot. We're not going to a spread offense and let Landon Amstutz throw it 45 times. But I do feel like that we're advantaged, I think, to a certain degree, and even a more significant degree in terms of our depth and our physicality. Would you generally say that they may have an advantage in certain areas, but that has been kind of a consistent advantage for us this year?
Yeah, I think our depth has been an advantage every game we've played, especially along the line where, those guys get wore out and tired a little bit quicker. And we're very comfortable rotating 5-6 guys in there. Linebacker, we're comfortable with 5 or 6 guys playing there. And even in the secondary, we've got a couple guys we can sub in and out. And I don't know that Patrick Henry quite has that depth. Their numbers are not what they used to be, but he's got a good team, and his 11 guys on the field are going to be able to play. So having depth is good, but at the same time, we can only put 11 of them on the field. So we've got to be able to match whatever 11 they put on the field as well.
Patrick Henry, one of the top 3 teams in Division 7. Bill has talked about his lack of depth. Of course, Patrick Henry now the smallest school in our league. He's talking 30 kids in his top 3 grades. So, there are some number challenges, but, they'll be we will not be, giving them a whole lot of sympathy come Friday night, Coach, as you wrap this up in preparation. How has the week been? Where are your injury status at? And where's the mindset of your football team right now?
Well, injury status, when you're in week 7,
right,
nobody feels good. So we've got some guys with bumps and bruises. We try to work through that. We back guys off, to make sure they get some work in, but at the same time, we're not going to overtax them. The physicality in practice is probably toned down a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so we try to manage that. But, I think everybody understands how important their focus is this week because, we're as physical as we're probably going to be. This is going to come down to execution, and part of that is making sure we know what our assignments are. We understand what, the opponent is trying to do and things like that. So mentally, we've got to be on. And I think the focus in practice so far this week has been really good. And we just have to continue that and not get distracted by a lot of the hoopla going on around it and the homecoming festivities.
6-0. This is as close to an Ohio State-Michigan game as you get. Coach Casey Moeller, good luck to you, your club. This is going to be a very exciting week.
Thank you.
Very exciting week.
Thank you.
All right, we're back here at Rex Lindgren Stadium, Kip Kern Field for the rivalry of all rivalries. Welcome to the Swanton pregame show. Once again, I'm your host, Mark the Captain Bly. Scott Barrett's going to be on the color tonight with Brian Jiggs Babcock. Going to be in the booth. Spike will be on the play-by-play. Scott, this rivalry is like none other. And I've been involved in some City of Toledo rivalries. Libby, I went to Libby High School, the Libby-Scott rivalry.
Big one.
Big time,
Big one.
but nothing like this.
You know, it's funny. We're in the Swanton Welding pregame show. I talked to Norm Zeider today extensively about this game and about the history of this game. And Norm goes back to, he was a freshman, I think, and gosh, I want to say 1988, 87.
Be careful.
Yeah, he's getting old. He's getting old. And, Patrick Henry was a very good football team when they came into this league. They're not a charter member of the league, but they're a long-standing member of the league. And Bill Inselman was on some of those first teams that really gave it to Liberty Center. So Bill's been around this league. He's been in that program for a long time. He was a great quarterback in that program, and no shock to see Patrick Henry really become a football quarterback factory because Bill Inselman, his offensive acumen, I think this is his 31st year, so he has been a fantastic stabilizer in that program from being a player all the way through developing his program to the point where he is currently 6-0, Mark, Spike, number 2 in Division 7. He's got his team playing at a very high level, and Liberty Center walks in this game at Division 5, 6-0. So you've got 2 undefeated teams. You've got 2 teams in the top 2 or 3 in their divisions. Bill Inselman certainly gets, of course, Casey's been a great coach, but Bill gets a massive advantage in experience and wisdom. And Spike, you've seen Bill's teams for a very long time. You know that he will challenge us on the offensive end. He is an offensive innovator, a great coach of quarterbacks, and just does a great job in the passing game.
Yeah, that is. They've had running teams in the past.
Yep.
And Bill will use what he's got. This year he's a 50-50 guy. Run pass. But, he'll utilize every tool, every weapon, whether it's physical or whether it's mental.
Yeah. Talking to Casey Moeller and talking to the coaching staff, usually it's a matchup of wide receivers against defensive backs, or it's an offensive and defensive line or a line of scrimmage kind of game. But today, I think Casey spoke very exquisitely about Bill's game planning, his passing game fundamentals. And tonight, Spike, I think we all realized late in this game, or late in the pregame, that Nash Meyer, their 6'3", 209-pound senior, all-time record holder at Patrick Henry. All things passing, Nash has basically either owned the record or is approaching it. Will not play tonight, out due to a knee injury that could be an extensive time off. So that changes things pretty dramatically for Patrick Henry and their offense without essentially their captain and coach on the field, Nash Meyer. Tonight, Spike, freshman Reed Krager, a 6'2", 154-pound freshman who is an elite athlete but has not seen a game like this before.
No, but it to me, it's not that it's obvious, but I think it's a foregone conclusion that Coach Inselman is not going to give that young man reps.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's played in the JV games.
Yeah.
So it won't be like he's a stranger to the position. I know at Liberty Center practices, Kreinbrink, the transfer student, even though he's not eligible to play anymore this year, he still gets reps in practice. Grady still gets reps in practice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mason Smith gets reps in practice. So this won't be, everybody thinks, wow, this is going to be a shoe-in. This is going to be simple. No way, Jose.
Yeah, I think you're right, Spike. And I think that where I think the difference here, and you alluded to it, in 2019, Patrick Henry had a great run deep in the playoffs, and they were a run-heavy football team. That pretty much proved to me that he can, Coach Inselman and his staff can coach offensive line and line of scrimmage, hard-hitting football. This year, he's been very excited about his offensive line. He has 3 seniors on that offensive line, a junior and a sophomore, and they are very good. If you watch them on film, as we've seen all these teams prior, whether it's been Bryan or whether it's been Napoleon or Otsego, this will be the best offensive line I believe that we will see all year long, even better than Archbold. And I'm not sure how much you've seen of it, but I will tell you, Bill Inselman has a good offensive line, a very solid running game. They're going to get some things done in the running game tonight.
Yeah, now looking at the running game, let's see. In my notes, it is Miranda averaging almost 7 yards a carry. And to offset that with the passing offense, where they were averaging 2 230 yards a game, where Liberty's averaging 45 yards a game passing. But obviously, an altogether different attack. Liberty's going to roll up into the high 350s in offense a game. Patrick Henry's going to do the same thing. They'll be up in the mid 350s with a combination of the run pass. So, it's all what you go to. One interesting note I found that Amstutz is averaging 14 yards per catch.
Per completion, yep.
Per completion. And Meyer was averaging 15 yards a catch. So, it's all how Casey Moeller wants to utilize his weapons. Trust me, they work on the passing game in practice to almost a fault. And I'm telling you, if Amstutz is called on to throw 23 times tonight, he could do it, and he'll complete 60% like he is right now.
I agree with you. I think Liberty Center's passing game is vastly underrated, but as you jointly pointed out there, at the end of the day, Liberty Center has won the line of scrimmage and won it by a wide margin so far here to get to 6-0. So they're very comfortable in their ball control offense, and something that I saw earlier in the season, I wasn't sure that we had home run hitters in the backfield. Well, after watching 6 weeks, I'm pretty sure we got some home run hitters in the backfield. Guys that can go the distance from the line of scrimmage, 0-1 trap, 4-5 power, 6-7 power, sweep. We've got guys that can go 50, 60 yards, run away from people. So I do think, to your point, though, if we are forced to get in 3rd and +5 situations, I've got a lot of confidence in our wide receivers and Colton Chambers and Landon Cruz. We've got a bunch of guys that can catch the football and possess the football and get down the numbers and get themselves open. So I have a lot of confidence. Where some people question Liberty's passing game, I'm with you.
Yeah,
we run the ball so well, I don't think we've really had to do a whole lot of passing. I think Landon Amstutz is an excellent quarterback and very underrated.
Right. This is apples and oranges, but Jared Goff from the Lions. This guy is not.
I knew you'd get a Lions reference in there because they are on fire, 3-1, and they look like a real football team.
And Jared Goff is not going to be your sprint out passer. He's not going to run the RPOs, but he handles the game. He manages it. He has a control over it.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what we see in Amstutz. Amstutz is kind of a silent leader.
Yes.
He understands the position. And like I referred to this earlier in the year, but he told me I was made for this and I'm going to do it.
Well, you've seen a lot of different snaps this year where something's gone wrong, a snap's gone high, a pass was deflected early in the season, I think, against Napoleon. He catches his own ball. He's kind of cool as a cucumber. He's a guy that doesn't let a lot penetrate him. His psyche's tough. He's a leader. He's been around. He's fought through injuries. Last week, he had a nice, gentle rollout for a play he threw in the back of the end zone. No panic, went through his progressions, understood his blocking. He just looks like a very mature, poised quarterback right now.
Poised and polished, definitely.
Well,
now, did you touch on our receivers, our receiver core?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about, and maybe we kind of got lost in the complimentary talk about Landon, but you've got Colton Chambers, who is just fantastic inside the numbers and hashes. Great route runner. I don't think the Chambers boys collectively, Leighton, Christian, Colton, have dropped more than 5 passes in their entire career. That's like a 16-year career.
Maybe Kirk Chambers.
Yeah, Kirk may have dropped a few in 80 in that playoff team, but no, Colton Chambers is a big weapon for Landon and Casey, and I think Landon Cruz has been excellent down the field and does a great job. Gret Sedahan, very athletic, and there's a whole host. Grady Miller has become a guy that can give you something from the tight end slot spot. He's got great size and good hands. Liberty Center is well equipped if they've got to go to a passing game, Spike. I have no fear that if Casey had to dial up some passes, not just play action, I think Landon could sit in a pocket, go through progressions, and get some wins down the field with our passing attack.
I want to go back, guys, and talk about Nash Meyer not playing. And I think this is a very calculated thing with Bill Inselman. I think he feels like, and you guys have stated, that being ranked number 2 in Division 7, that he can get a deep playoff run. So, you talk about the calculated thing here. Does he play against the Liberty Center Tigers, or do we kind of let him heal whatever because we've got this deep run going on? So I think that's a very calculated thing by him. I think that's a very seasoned veteran coach move by him. And, I don't know that he feels like he's got a large drop-off, but let's admit it, Nash Meyer is one of a kind. He's got a drop-off here, but he's looking at the playoff run versus who we've got in front of us versus tonight versus everything in a very seasoned, calculated move by Bill Enzelman.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, Spike. I mean, we've both seen Bill from the – you actually have seen Bill as a player at the beginning of his career when PH was just in our league, and they were a good football team when they just got started. I'm not the 76 or 77, but they were very good. Bill's been here 31 years. I think he's now gotten to the 254 win mark, 173 wins in the league. He is the all-time winningest local area coach at 254, and he is creeping up on the all-time NWOAL record, which he'll pass the great Rex Lindgren at 176. Those are a lot of victories. There was a time here just shortly, and we talked about this, Patrick Henry went for 9 straight against Liberty Center. They were 12-2 from 2002 to 2015, and in that stretch, they went 9 in a row. Bill Enzelman got to be an expert at beating Rex Lindgren in those middle years in the 2000s, and I'm not sure if this team is the same, but in those years, Bill Enzelman was as good as it got.
Oh, absolutely. It goes without saying that he's just as crafty, sly, cunning, as well as knowledgeable.
Right.
And so he'll get the most out of his team. And much like our own coaching staff, who I can't compare anybody to as far as
top to bottom,
getting them ready to play. Bill will get his boys ready to play. There's no doubt.
Well, not just with all the wins and the playoff runs and the league championships. Bill has got a whole host of those things. But this particular team returns 10 starters. And if there's something that a coach loves more or less is having seniors and starters that have been through the wars with him. He has coached these players. He's influenced them in the junior high levels. They are all bought in for a big season. That's why they're 6-0. And right now, they struggled against Wauseon. They struggled against Bryan. But in those tight games where they've had to fight through adversity, it's been Bill and his seniors and his starters that have carried them to those wins.
Yeah, and you can take just what you just said about tight games. Comparative scores. If you bet on comparative scores, you're gonna lose your shoes, because that never holds. From one game to the next, all the intangibles change. And so, in a game like this, huge rivalry, the kind of game that everybody longs and yearns and urges to play in. This is what it's all about: rising to the occasion. Patrick Henry has a history of doing that, but so does Liberty Center. And with this coaching staff, now a reincarnation and a rebuild upon the foundations that Rex laid, I think we're looking at phenomenal people. They steer the ship, and our players have bought into the program. They are all about business. They have their fun at practice, but they're all business. They're all urging each other on. Very complimentary of each other, and it's just an awesome feeling to see these guys operate.
Well, we've praised Coach Enzelman. He deserves every ounce of it, but Casey has won the last 4 in this rivalry. I think that is important to note, and tonight we'd be looking to put together a fifth straight victory if we got tonight. But I will tell you, one thing that I've noticed, and I've been around this rivalry a long time too, way back when Bill could beat Rex because Rex didn't change a lot on offense. Well, you know what? Patrick Henry has not changed a lot on defense. If you watch them, it is load the box and play man-to-man. And I think
stop the run.
I think that the older a coach gets, at times they get a little stuck in their comfort zone. Hey, we beat Liberty Center to death all those years. Guess what? It's a new day. Casey Moeller's here. This bright coaching staff, I think they're going to put together a game plan, and I think they're going to get it done tonight against Patrick Henry.
All right, guys, we are going to switch over. This is homecoming night for Liberty Center, and we're going to switch over to our on-field camera. Mr. Digger Barnes is down there, and we're going to flip it over and
Bands under the direction of Mr. Lynn Leatherman, assisted by Bryce Kraft and the dress instructor Rachel Lewis. Let us feel like from the arena counselor, band captain Mr. Gamer. Band would like to wish the cheerleaders and all fall sports a fantastic season. Special salute goes out to the class of 1973, celebrating their 50th anniversary this year.
Your captains for tonight's game are, for Patrick Henry, number 6, Nash Meyer, number 21, Landon Johnson. For Liberty Center, number 5, Trenton Cruz, number 20, Brett Bainfeld, number 75, Landon Backelman.
All I could do is just pull this one. Yeah, well.
Liberty Center won the coin toss, elected to defer to the second half. Patrick Henry will receive the opening kick.
as we proudly present our 2023 homecoming corps.
Yeah, tell me about it. I just had one.
Okay, here they come.
We begin tonight by welcoming to the field our freshman attendant, Colby Strayer. She is representing the class of 2027. Escorting Colby tonight is Baxter Bear. Her car was donated by Shelley Carpenter and is being driven by Matt Cameron. Ladies and gentlemen, the freshman attendant, Colby Strayer. Representing the sophomore class is Quinn Bailey. Quinn will be escorted tonight by Tyler Ward. Quinn's car was donated by her father and is being driven by her grandpa, Paul Bailey. Let's have a round of applause for the class of 2026 representative, the sophomore attendant, Ms. Quinn Bailey. Next, we welcome the young lady who represents the class of 2025. Our junior attendant is Ms. Maddie Bailey. Maddie is being escorted by Jackson Martell. Tonight, Maddie's car was donated by Jeremy and Alyssa Johnson and is being driven by Vincent Pospisil. Ladies and gentlemen, our junior attendant, Ms. Maddie Bailey. The senior class is proudly represented by Allison Fuller. Allison will be escorted by Seth Navarre. Allison is riding in a car donated by Bron Ford and it is being driven by John Finley. The class of 2024 senior representative, Allison Fuller. At this time, we ask that you please rise as we proudly welcome to the stadium our 2023 homecoming queen, Ms. Lila Kruger. Escorting Lila tonight is Noah Jensen. Lila's car was donated by Kyle Kern and is being driven by Ryan Ross. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming again our 2023 homecoming queen, Lila Kruger. Joining Lila tonight are our honorary ball boy and crown bearer. The ball boy is Asher Hill, a kindergartner here at LC. He's the son of Clayton and Kelly Hill, and his favorite Tiger football player is Dane Baylor. The crown bearer is Penelope Kruger, who is a preschooler here at Liberty Center. She's the daughter of Charlie and Kristen Kruger, and her favorite Tiger football player is 8th grader Billy Kruger. Thank you for all your help tonight, Asher and Penelope.
Where are we going? Right on the field? Huh?
Right on the 50.
Didn't show you in the way. Didn't show you in the way.
Michelle.
Colby Strayer is the freshman class attendant and is the proud daughter of Lindsay and the late Ryan Strayer. She is the sister of Carson's dad and Ty Strayer. Colby is involved in cross country and track. She is also a member of student council and SCA. Her future plan includes attending college with an undecided major. Our freshman attendant, Miss Colby Strayer. Class of 2026 is represented by sophomore attendant Ms. Quinn Bailey. Quinn is the daughter of Ms. Foster Bailey and is the sister of Jonah and Declan Bailey. Quinn is actively involved in soccer, basketball, and track and field. In her future, Quinn plans to attend an undecided college with a major in anthropology. Our sophomore attendant, Ms. Quinn Bailey. The junior class is represented by Miss Maddie Bailey. Maddie is the daughter of Michelle and the late Cliff Bailey, and she is the sister to Emma and James Bailey. Maddie's activities include soccer, basketball, and track. She is also a member of 4-H, FFA, Junior Fair Board, Student Council, and she is actively involved with her church. Maddie's future plans may include attending a smaller college to get her undergrad and then transferring to The Ohio State University with a major in dentistry. The junior class attendant, Miss Maddie Bailey. Miss Lila Kruger.
Let's stay right there.
At this time, the escorts will join the attendants. Joining the court on the field at this time is our 2022 Queen, Miss Kala Okru. Kala is currently attending Miami University to study phlebotomy. Welcome back, Kala. At this time, Kala will crown our new queen, officially making Lila Kruger the 2023 Humpty Kruger.
Slow, Kala, slow. Okay, here we go. Drop.
At this time, we welcome our new queen to the microphone to give her speech.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2023 Liberty Center Homecoming Game. My name is Lila Kruger, and I'm beyond excited, honored, and humbled to be chosen as this year's homecoming queen. For years, I've looked up to the previous queens here at LCHS, and it's truly surreal for me to stand in front of you all today as one of them, because I know of so many girls who are so deserving of this position. This entire experience has meant so much to me, and it's one that I will cherish forever. I would like to take some time to thank the many people who made this all possible. First, and most importantly, I will express my gratitude and praise to God. Without His unending love and grace, I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I am today. To my entire family, thank you all for your continuous love and support. It means the world to know that I, as well as my siblings, have such an incredible support system. To my parents, you are two of the most amazing people I know. Thank you for teaching me about life, for pushing me to be my best, and for always staying in my corner. You have shown me the foundation for a God-honoring life, as well as a healthy marriage. And lastly, thank you for giving me my 3 siblings, who will always remain some of my very best friends. To my brothers, I am so lucky to have grown up with both of you. Billy, you are truly the kindest person I know, and I'm so proud of who you're becoming. Cash, you have always kept me on my toes and tested my patience. However, you make life so much fun, and I'll always be grateful for that. Thank you both for always supporting me and for making me a better person every day. To my sister, Penelope, since the day you were born, you have taught me to become a better role model. Your sweet, sassy personality makes me smile each day, and I'm so grateful for the bond that we have. I would also like to thank you for taking on a very important role tonight. There's no one else I'd rather have as my crown bearer for this evening's game. Next, I would like to thank Asher Hill for being my ball boy, and I'd like to thank Noah Jensen for being my escort and for being so amazing to work with throughout this entire experience. Thank you to Kyle Kern for letting me use your car tonight, and to my uncle, Ryan Rolfe, for driving me. To the 2023 Homecoming Court, I truly can't imagine any other group of girls I'd rather share this experience with. You all have the kindest souls, and I'm so lucky to know all of you. Congratulations again. I'm looking forward to making many memories together this weekend. I would now like to take some time to thank those who worked behind the scenes to make sure this week ran so smoothly. Thank you so much to the Student Council for helping us plan all of this and for letting us know what we need to do, where we need to be, and when we need to be there. This whole thing wouldn't be possible without you. I would like to thank Outlaw Barbecue for providing food for the homecoming court for our families before tonight's game, Marigold Market for providing flowers, and thank you to the LCHS Art Club for making our beautiful signs for our cars tonight. We really appreciate everything you all have done to help us out these past couple weeks. Lastly, I would like to thank each and every one of you here today. I, like many people who have grown up here, know that football is a big part of life in Liberty Center. This community does a tremendous job of supporting not only our football team, but all of our fall athletes, as well as many other activities here at LC. Thank you so much for cheering us on week after week. I know not many teams can fill the stands like we can on a Friday night. Football season not only shows us how supportive our community is, but also how rich in tradition we are. From the familiar chant of Hit Liberty Hit to Barbara Ann to the 35 Power, some things are just Liberty Center. These traditions are what makes Tiger football so special. Thank you all for being a part of a tradition here in LC tonight, and thank you so much for making Liberty Center such an amazing place to grow up in. Now, although I'm a Tiger until the end, that is not my true identity. My true identity is found in Jesus, and my purpose is to glorify Him through all that I do. I would like to share with you all one of my favorite Bible verses, a verse that God has used to teach me and guide me throughout my entire life. Proverbs 27, verse 17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend." God teaches us that who we choose to spend our time with matters. Today, I encourage you all to, as my dad would say, get your iron. Choose to surround yourself with people who build you up, bring you joy, and challenge you to become a better version of yourself each day. As I conclude today, I would like to wish all of our fall athletes the best of luck on the remainder of their season. I'd like to give a shout out to my cheer girls. I hope you have the best time at tonight's game. I'm so thankful for all of you and for all the friendships that we've made throughout our lives. I will be cheering loud for you from the stands. Also, good luck to all of our mini cheerleaders here tonight. I'm so excited to watch you showcase all of your hard work at halftime. And lastly, to the football team, go out there tonight and show Patrick Henry what we're all about. Once again, thank you all so much, and as always, go Tigers.
We once again welcome our honorary ball boy, Asher Hill, to the field as he will now present escort Noah Jensen with the game ball. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Liberty Center Student Council and the entire student body, it is my honor to officially present and congratulate the 2023 Liberty Center Homecoming Court. Congratulations.
Boys off, Tala. Come on off, Tala. Throw it in there.
This concludes the pregame homecoming ceremonies. My name is Hannah Marlowe, and I want to thank you for being a part of a rich tradition of homecoming here at Liberty Center. And as always, go Tigers, beat the Patriots.
Okay, there we have it. The homecoming court presented to you tonight. Homecoming, a very proud and long-time tradition here. In fact, we want to get a shout-out to a homecoming queen from 1952 who watches our games here, our Liberty Center football games every week. That is Joan Speece, now Rivera, homecoming queen from 1952. Well, congratulations to you, and hope you have a lot of opportunities for a whole bunch more years to sit in and watch the glories of homecoming and our Liberty Center Tigers. Great pep rally this afternoon. We have 5 attendance total, 1 the queen, and then a soft freshman, junior, senior attendance. And all 5 gave great personal testimonies about their faith in Christ, and it was a moving time for the entire crowd. And they packed the gym. They had the grade school in there and the whole high school. A wonderful ceremony. And so very fitting that tonight we heard more of that moving testimony of what our Creator means to us. Well, we've got 5.5 minutes to go, and then the teams will come out and have that extra more or less 3-minute set to get loose. It is homecoming. It is Liberty Center football on Kip Kern Field and in Rex Lindgren Tiger Stadium. The Black Hole, the Pit, a very tough venue, a very difficult place to play. And with the loyal fans of Liberty Center, we salute you for your faithfulness for the last 113 years or whatever it's been. All right, getting set now for the pregame, the national anthem. Huh? I didn't get you. They just told me. I didn't. Outstanding performance by the choir.
Spike, we've got the boys lining up to go onto the Tiger here, but we had Connor Sonnenberg do us some drone footage. This place is jam-packed. If there's not 2,000 people here, there's 300. Let's watch some drone footage from Connor and to see the depth of the stand.
Here they come! Those swashbuckling men in black! This is at home! This is Kip Kern Field, and these are the Liberty Center Tigers! Wow, I love that sight! Horde after horde pouring through. And I'm going to tell you one thing, all you Tiger fans at home, these guys are ready to play.
You look at the numbers, Brian Babcock, Liberty Center, approaching 70 players on the sidelines, which provides a lot of competition, a lot of depth. Conversely, Patrick Henry being Division 7, 30 kids in the top 3. They're smaller. Bill will tell you. Coach Inseman talks about it all the time. They're the smallest school in the entire league. Well, when they're beating up on people, they're doing just fine with that smaller roster. Talk about 69 and 30 in the top 3 and what that difference that can make tonight.
Yeah, certainly the depth plays out, especially when you start looking at our line. You know, our line starts to wear on people. They wear on people up front. When you don't have the depth to come in to back some of these defensive linemen up, some of these offensive linemen up, you're going to get in trouble. And that's what you may see here tonight. Obviously, Liberty's, from youth football on up, they got the train rolling. Junior high, they got the train rolling. And certainly the varsity team of the last couple of years has been fantastic.
Well, it should be very interesting tonight as Liberty Center has won the toss and deferred to Patrick Henry. So Patrick Henry, Spike, will receive the ball. Liberty gets it after the second half. A lot of trust in our defense. Casey Moeller wants to go on defense to start this game.
Well, and what a defense it is. I mean, it don't get no better than this. These guys give up 8 points a game, and some of those were late game scores.
Cheap touchdowns.
Yeah, and Liberty Center's defense, they maul, meander, and pummel the quarterbacks. They're just right in your face. It's incredible. And the team tackles, individual tackles, but spread out. We've got 3 out in front, and then it's so spread out. Just what an awesome team. All right, high end over end. That's going to come down into the corner quadrant on the 7. Returned up to the hash mark. Looking for room. Hit right away and brought down under a horde of Tiger tacklers.
Big time play by special teams again. This time the leader there, number 30, freshman Garrison Cruz. He has been a great addition on the coverage teams this season. He is a freshman. He might be better than his senior brothers. Don't tell anybody that. That kid can run. He's got size. Great job on special teams covering for Liberty Center.
Garrison Cruz has 13 tackles this year on special teams.
Reed Krager, freshman, quarterback for Patrick Henry here. Let's see what this offense looks like, Spike, with this freshman.
Right. They come out with Miranda, the single setback, trip receivers to the wide side of the field. Out of the gun. He's going to take off, run it off the right side. Slow down by Bockelman. Hit right there and run down right away by Grady Miller.
Landon Bockelman forced that play to the sidelines, and Grady Miller with the stop. Great pursuit on that wide play. Brian, Liberty showing their athleticism inside out right there.
A lot of black jerseys flying into the ball. I think we're going to see that all night. These guys are hungry. It's like a race to the tackle with this defense right now.
Yeah, Grady as a cornerback stepped way up and made that play.
Yes, sir.
Quickly, defensive line, Xander Zeiter, Landon Bockelman, Seth Navarre. Linebacker crew, Waylon Rentz in the middle with Colton Cruz and Trent on either side. All right, they come to the line of scrimmage. Krieger, straight drop, throws underneath coverage, a diving grab up at the 23-yard line, pickup of about 4 on the play.
I expect number 5, Landon Johnson, to be a big part of the game plan tonight. All-Ohio receiver, top yardage, yards per catch. He's an explosive player, can get down the field. If they give this freshman any time tonight, you might see number 5 create some problems down the field, Spike.
Right, and he looks impressive to me just stature-wise.
Great route runner. He's a senior, and he's been there, all-Ohio football player.
All right, Patriots come out. They've got a 3rd and 9 from their own 23-yard line. Out of the gun, trip receivers. Now straight drop, long home run ball up there, pushing off. Ball knocked away, incomplete. Glue Miller, on the stop, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Thomas Smith, number 1, 6'3" senior, is their deep threat, can get down the numbers, but Grady Miller, Spike, to your point, man for man, right in his face, step for step. Great job by Grady, Brian. You get that kind of coverage down the field against Patrick Henry's athletic speed. That's impressive.
See how Grady forced him to the sidelines there, squeezed down the room. He had no room. Ultimately incomplete. Great job, Grady.
All right, Colley and Moeller standing back at their 40-yard line. High wobbler. That's going to be a fair catch called for at the 44-yard line by Colley. And the Tigers will take over there with good field position on their own 44.
Spike, talk a little bit about the things you've seen out of Grady Miller. There's a guy who started game 1 as the quarterback, looked a little unsettled, and really has grown into a great defender. He's just done some great job in coverage, a good tackler. Talk about Grady for a minute.
Grady is a specimen. He's strong. He takes on tacklers head on, grabs them, but in coverage, I have never seen a man that can get on the ball better. All right, Gill off to Colton around the left side, running room up across the 45 and up to the 48-yard line. Pick up a 4 for the Tigers off the left side.
Patrick Henry looks very similar. The defenses that really gave Liberty Center trouble on their run when they won 9 straight and I think 12 of 14, they still are in that defense. So I would like to see Liberty Center get to the wide traps, 6-7 traps and sweeps outside those ends. Liberty's offensive line will be dominant tonight.
Look for Colton Chambers to have a role in this one from his, they're in a double wing back set. Now motion, coming to the football. Spins away, looks upfield, throws it up. It's caught by Chambers, or Colton. Straight arm there, still moving, twisting and spinning, down around the 40 and inside the 40, down to the 38.
Colton Cruz would not go down. He was hit by 3 Patriots and stayed up to get an extra. That's the toughest yard and a half you're going to ever see football here at Liberty Center.
Great job by Landon Amstutz there, staying composed. First option, second option not there, stayed underneath. Nice gainer, first down.
Good progressional read for Landon. That's that senior we talked about. Poise in the pocket, a lot of confidence.
All right, that catch was good for 15 yards. Now Amstutz under center. Trent Cruz, the only setback. Now motion. They're going to give it straight up the middle to Cruz. Cruz on the left side, pounding down all the way down to the 26. It'll be a gain of 11. The Tigers will move the chains again.
Great block at the point of attack. Number 63, Stephen Brogan, continues to impress. He was a starter linebacker and has been a phenomenal guard. Paul Amstutz doing a great job with those inside 3 center 2 guards. Stephen Brogan's had a big year, Spike.
Yeah, and he's got to share time. Our offensive line is so deep. All right, now the Tigers use both Cruz in the backfield. Chambers wing right, goes in motion. They're going to give it to Chambers. Cuts up inside now. Great move there. Still going. Pounding down to the 15-yard line. 12 more yards. The Tigers relentless on offense.
You know, Brian, everybody gives credit where credit is due. Trenton, Colton, Cruz, phenomenal. But I'll tell you what, Colton Chambers could be a starting halfback or fullback on 9 teams in this league.
Both sides of the ball.
Excellent job at that wing. Not only can he block like his brothers, but he can run the football, Spike.
Right. The Cruz boys got out in front, and that offensive line is tearing it up. All right, now back out of the gun. Amstutz, single setback, double wide out. Now rolls out in trouble, and he's going to go down. Sacked for a loss, back around the 25-yard line.
That's sophomore number 86, Grant Smith, 6'3", very athletic. He did not buy the play fake and got right in the face of Landon Amstutz. He had no chance there, but that play was developing. But give credit to Grant Smith. He got to Landon in a hurry.
Loss of about 9 on the play. Ball will be set on the Patrick Henry 24-yard line. 8.5 to go here, first quarter, no score. Amstutz comes under center. Wing right, give first back through Cole.
Oh, yeah. Big cut. Here we go.
It's an outside.
Cruz,
to 5, and he's into the end zone. What a burst. Unbelievable. 24 yards. Oh, man, that offensive line simply disintegrated the Patrick Henry front 5.
The left side of that offensive line, it looked like a belly down off tackle, and there was just a hole that a Mack truck had run through. This offensive line has just gotten off the ball just like we thought they could. And then Colton, you said it, the burst, the cut to daylight, and no one touched him to the pylon.
Unbelievable. He was in the end zone in about 0.7 of a second. Low snap, good grab, hold up, and kick is up. It is good.
I don't know who that block was. Landon Cruz, I think, downfield. A really nice block to spring that as well.
You know, let's talk about the blocking, because these guys are finesse, and at the same time they're power, but they execute to a millionth of an inch. I mean, these guys are so good. And then when you take the Cruz brothers, and they're steam pounders, but you get them 3 yards into the secondary, and then they'll make the moves, and with our offensive line giving them that 3-yard hole, Buddy Katie bar the door.
I would say to you, Spike, you've nailed it. That was a great flourish. The bottom line, level 1, we're dominant. Level 1 blocking by our offensive line, but Jiggs, like you said, our running backs and wings and our wide receivers aren't done with you. Yep. This is not a level 1 blocking team. This is a group that stays with you all the way down the field. That's why we're home run hitters in the run game.
And that's contagious as well. Obviously, all these wing backs and running backs and wideouts, they have chances, and They see their buddy doing it. Well, I'm going to go do it
All
too.
these guys on the sidelines, all these juniors, sophomores, and freshmen are watching. That's called DNA and culture. That's what you get in a run game like this.
All right, sophomore Max Walker. Set, kicks off high and over, and a boomer. Holy moly! That hit 6 yards deep in the end zone.
Man.
Woo! That's Sunday afternoon kickoff.
I'll tell you what, we don't talk enough about Max Walker, but maybe we do. He is one of the most enjoyable football players we have on this staff. I'm going to tell you, Coach Russell has done such a good job, Tom Russell, with our kickers, kickoffs, punts, extra points, field goals, just phenomenal. And I'm telling you what, Max Walker is as good as it gets on kickoffs and punts.
And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The man can play football, too.
Yeah, he is a good linebacker.
He is tough.
Going to be a good offensive lineman. You're right, Spike. You nailed that.
Okay, now the Patriots come out, 2 to the wide side, 1 over here with a single setback. Out of the gun, Krieger. 2-step drop. Looks. Now he'll fire the home run ball. That's way over the zone. And that's picked off with an over-the-shoulder grab. Just about like Willie Mays in the 1954 World Series.
Man, oh, man. I'll tell you what. Is that Cam Colley again?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Cam Colley has turned out to be, if not the best defensive back of this league, maybe the best defensive back in Northwest Ohio. And at the Game 1 against Tenor, he struggled in the first half. Boy, that second half he was on fire, and he is a machine cover guy. Thomas Smith, again, that 6'3 senior Spike. They're targeting that big receiver down the numbers, but Liberty all over that pass.
All right, the Tigers now have a chance to take advantage. They've got the ball in the Patrick Henry 47. Double wing set with a wide out there. Now motion this way. Another jet sweep. Chambers off the right
Good
side.
cut.
Breaks through one and bangs his way through and down to the 42-yard line.
Another good tackle by Grant Smith, number 86. Sophomore, good-looking player, 6'3", 206,
Yeah,
very
active.
athletic.
Seen him on film a lot. He jumped. He's in the backfield of opposing teams a lot and makes a lot of plays in the backfield.
2nd and 5, Spike, staying ahead of the chains, in control of the line of scrimmage. I like the play calling, and I like the play options at 2nd and 5.
Okay. So with that 2nd and 5 at the Patrick Henry 42, 7:44 here in the first quarter. Tigers on top, 7-0. Under center. Pitch. No, they
Reverse.
take it on a little bit of a reverse. They give off to Chambers, and I believe that was Chambers. Yes, he was grabbed, he was yanked, but he pulled those legs into the turf, drove forward for 4 more tough yards.
You got it. Grant Smith again, that time with
Yeah.
one arm.
If he doesn't make that tag,
That he is a big, it's a big gainer, but good job by Grant, the sophomore. You're right, he did flash on film, and he is flashing right now for the Patriots.
All right, 3rd down and 1. A dangerous down for Patrick Henry's defense because Liberty has multiple weapons. They're going to send Aiden Talent wide to the far side. Double wing package with a single setback and Trent Cruz. Now motion. They're going to give it to the back. Cruz pounds forward.
Oh, nice cut.
Oh, dances and
another
breaks,
big cut.
breaks away.
Oh, another
Speeder
cut.
makes another cut. Twisting and turning, spinning.
carrying the
Rotating.
Patriots inside the 5.
What a tremendous, what a stupendous, what a fantastic run. That guy is dynamite on wheels.
Oh,
a
my
whirling
goodness.
dervish.
That is Trent Cruz, number 5, on a trap. Man, oh man, Spike, how many cuts did he get in that run? 5 or 6.
He is dangerous.
And then he's like trying to tackle razor blades. Then he drags Patrick Henry runners down to inside the 5. Man, that was impressive. Big time run by number 5, Trent Cruz.
About around 35 yards on the play. Now they've got Zider in the backfield. Amstutz under center wing right. They're going to give the second back behind Zider.
Easy
That's
touchdown.
Colton Cruz off the right side. Behind the VAR. Hunter Spangler and into the end zone. It's another Liberty Center Tiger touchdown. Touchdowns coming 2.5 minutes apart.
Tell you what, that time it was the right side of the offensive line, just caved in anything that was white and red. I mean, level 1, line of scrimmage, smash mouth touchdown. That is some ugly stuff, Ryan Babcock.
There's some big holes going on right
Easy.
now. Big holes.
Easy money.
All right, Spangler the snapper. Amstutz the holder. Ian back to kick. Rosebrock up, and it is good again. Ian Rosebrock, he's in somewhere in a streak of about 14 in a row, and he's hitting about 94%, I believe, on his PAT kicks this year.
Spike, real quick, this Liberty offense has been rolling the last several weeks. and then you get this defense to turn you over and give them more possessions. That's what you're starting to see in these last couple of weeks. They're turning people over, and they're not just turning them over. They're scoring off of those turnovers.
Oh.
Saw it right there.
Yeah, and a 3rd and 3, a 3rd and 12, it really doesn't matter because they have such ability. We've talked about it at, El Sico. We get tired of hearing it, but these guys make so many moves once they get through that line of scrimmage. And listen, here's the offensive line. Just get the names. Landon Bockelman, Steve Brogan, Tyler Lay, Clayton Seal, the center, Seth Navarre, Hunter Spangler, Brady Giesecke, the Goose, Brooks Bainfeld, a tight end. I mean, these guys are animals. All right. It's 6:19. Here's Walker to kick off from the 40. Approaches, hits it, booms it back again, and that's going to go 2 yards deep in the end zone. Grandma Jean Kern, how do you like your Liberty Center Tigers now?
Liberty Center firing on all cylinders, offense, defense, special teams. I think Patrick Henry was hoping that Liberty would show a chink in an armor tonight, but not the case. And I think freshman Reed Krieger, the moment is big for a freshman. Patrick Henry, to protect this freshman, they got to run the football, and Liberty Center just not allowing anything on the ground, Spike.
Oh, yeah, this is phenomenal stuff. All right, the Patriots come out with 4 wideouts, trips to the wide side, single setback with Krieger. Standing back at the 15. Now he's going to hand off the right side. He runs into a whole passel of people with all black.
I do like number 21, Houston Miranda, though. He does have home run ability. He runs the football hard. He gets to the second level as good as any back in this league, Brian. He is a good football player, but our level 1 defenders, hand down, line of scrimmage, those guys are some bad dudes up front.
That's right. Yeah, he's dangerous once you get past that first level, but if you're not getting past first level, you can't use
all that speed, all that cutting doesn't mean a thing.
That's right.
Okay, now the Patriots in with the ball in the middle field, bring trip receivers to this side, 2 wide outs to the other, empty backfield. Now quarterback keeper turns it up there, a little draw, and he'll pound his way up across the 30, and that got the Tiger defense spread out enough. He rambles for 7, 8 yards, picks up the first down. Patrick Henry's first.
Will be interesting to see if they do a little bit more of that, settle him in, use his athleticism. This is a freshman that will probably start on their basketball team as well. Really good athlete.
Yeah.
Let's settle him in on the run a little bit. Maybe they can work the pass in after that.
Was that Lincoln Krieger running that ball, or was that Reed Krieger? That was number 2.
Okay, Lincoln Krieger.
Number 2, Lincoln, and more of that kind of.
That's right.
That kind of, what'd you call that, wildcat tonight. So
right.
you might see him running the football a little bit more here.
All right, drop back, looks, throws. Got a man out there, caught up at the 40-yard line and shoved out of bounds right away.
They were using him a lot on their 2-point conversions. They don't kick field goal, or they don't kick their extra points. So they'll use him in the wildcat on their 2-point conversions, and I wouldn't be surprised if they stay with us.
Well, Lincoln Krieger threw the ball really well there, Spike, to number 5, Landon Johnson. So that's a correction number 1 for Coach there to see if he can get some offense going. Bill Inselman go into his junior, Lincoln Krieger at quarterback.
All right. Patrick Henry with the ball at their own 40, 2nd down and 2. Out of the gun by himself. He'll keep it, try to go around the right side. Head-on tackle there. Knocked back for a yard loss.
Number 20, great play by Brooks Bainfeld. He has had an outstanding year on the edge for us. I'll tell you what, you can see a game plan shifting away from throwing the ball down the field to Lincoln Krieger maybe running the football. And, Brian, you talked about that a little bit in the pregame. They'll run some wildcat. They'll run some RPO. They'll run some QB option. I think that's going to be their opportunity to run the football tonight.
I think so. Get him outside. Let him use his athleticism.
All right. The Patriots with 3 wide outs. A couple of tight ends, and now
Patrick Henry.
A timeout, PH, early on. Well, for the Patriots, it's an important juncture in the game. They're down 2 scores. They need to control the ball.
That's 3rd and 3. They're inside their 50, Spike. You hit the nail on the head there. This is a big possession, and it's a big play for them. Will they go for it on something that's 4th and less than 3, I'm not sure, but this is a big play for them. Brian, I think, again, you're going to start seeing a lot more Lincoln Krieger, a lot more Wildcat, a lot more QB run here, and he's physical enough to get you a couple yards when something's not there in a hole.
And their line has showed signs against Brian Wasion of creating big holes and having big runs, so I think they are capable of doing so. They have some athleticism out on the outside with some of their receivers, but, refocus on the run game, see if they can't get something going here.
Yeah. All right at the end of timeout, we want to get a shout-out to a junior at Liberty Center, Colton Fuller, who is in Matt's Hospital in Ann Arbor. A shout-out to you, Colton. Hope you're watching, listening in, and our thoughts and our prayers for your quick and speedy recovery certainly coming from the gang here.
Grandson of Scott Fuller, Liberty Center grad.
All right, back to throw. Looks over the middle, high, and just overthrown.
Well, number 8 was lurking in the middle of the field. Landon Cruz was about ready to lay the wood on that inside route. Good job. Nice-looking throw by Lincoln Krieger right there. The Liberty Center all over that. Good job. Good reaction by Landon Cruz. Spike in the middle of the field, and Liberty Center defense holds.
Yeah. And also Trent Cruz, number 5. I don't know if that had a lot to do with the trajectory, but he came close to tipping that pass. So perhaps Krieger had to throw over him. All right, 4th down and 3, back to punt. High wobbler. Tigers call again for a fair catch back there at the 24-yard line by Colley.
Jorge Delgado with a great punt. 5'11 senior right there. That had a lot of hang time, Spike, and that's a good play for Patrick Henry. They were able to flip the field and put Liberty Center inside their 25. But Liberty Center's offensive line play and their play selection tonight, Casey's been right on point tonight. But I tell you, it's so nice to have an offensive line and dominate the line of scrimmage. There's not much you can't do when you dominate up front with the big guys.
All right, Tigers with ball possession again. They set up. Now they'll shift over with the tight end and the wing back with a double wide out to that side. Single setback with Amstutz. Hand off, Trenton Cruz off the left side. Off to the races again. Pounds forward. Gets hit at the 34. Bounds and pangs his way up to the 36. Moves the chains. Tigers get another first down.
Another wide off tackle, inside tight end tackle kind of run. I think Liberty can run inside, outside, and upside down, but those balls off tackle have been very impressive. And you get Trenton Cruz in the open field, Brian, it's trouble for Patrick Henry.
That's where they are most dangerous, the Cruz brothers.
All right, now Landon Cruz spread out wide to this side. Double setback with Chambers, the wing on the right side, tight end right. Now, straight drop, play action, throws, lobs it out there, got him.
Oh, my goodness!
That is fantastic!
Whoa.
That is Sunday afternoon! Da-da-da-da-da-da! Colton Chambers went up there with one hand and with black gorilla tape, maybe. I don't know what it was, but that was a catch. That was a big play, and the Tigers in Patriot territory.
That is a Randy Moss-esque type deal there, man. OBJ, he wasn't even open. He got himself open with the one arm. Man, that was impressive by Colton. Wow.
Now they'll shift back out of the Wildcat. Amstutz under center, tight end right, wing left. Give straight up the middle. Trent Cruz drives, pounds, grabbed, chunks, pounds, inside the 45, down to the 43. It'll be a gain of 6.
Senior Houston Miranda, number 21, Spike, had him, but didn't have him. He got drugged about 3 yards. I'll tell you, he is not a huge back, but he runs like a big back. That's a powerful man.
Does. You called it. He runs like a big back with the moves of a Barry Sanders. Averaging, both the Cruz boys averaging 10.5 yards a carry.
We're going to go triple I here.
All right, here we go. The I back, they can take this either way. They call it under center. It's off the right side to the third
Big
back. Now kick outside.
Nice play, Colt. Here we go.
Around the 40.
Here we go.
Cruz down the
a little hesitation.
A little jutter step. Still driving and pounding and down to the 10-yard line. 33 yards of malicious, destructive power, dancing, prancing, running.
They went into a power I, 3 back, straight behind the quarterback with number 33, Xander Zeider, to lead back. But Colton didn't like what he saw there. He cuts outside, stiff arms a PH defender and then gets the distance. I mean, he goes what? How many yards was that, Spike?
That was 33 yards.
Man, that's out of an I formation.
Yes,
man.
yes.
That was nothing special but power football. Wow.
All right, Landon Cruz spread out wide to the far side. Twin setbacks. Get to the second back.
Oh, nice cut. Nice
Off the
patience.
left, breaks one tackle, pounds his
touchdown.
way into the end zone. Cole Cruz does it.
There we
Turns it
go.
over. It is a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown.
Well,
2:22 to go, and the Tigers go up 22-0.
Well, number 57, Avery Wright, decided to do something, little post snap, little post play, pushing a Liberty Center person on the ground. That'll be a unsportsmanlike call against Patrick Henry, and they do that a little bit. Against Brian, there was some taunting tonight. 15 yards against Patrick Henry for a little bit of post snap. There you go. Personal foul, number 57, Avery Wright.
Yeah, okay, right. On the penalty will be accepted on the kickoff. Wow.
A lot of talk about how Liberty Center plays post whistle. That was definitely a post whistle by a frustrated Patrick Henry Patriot. Good job by Liberty Center not responding. We'll take the 15 yards, Spike.
All right. Snap, good. Grab, kick, good. The snap was a little low, but Amstutz with that great pair of hands grabbed it, set it down, and Ian Rosebrock now is a man on a mission.
That was something we've seen all year. You talked about Landon Amstutz. It's more than just throwing the ball. It's making the play. It's not being rattled on a bad snap. It's a good read. Ball gets tipped at Napoleon. He gets it right back, gets positive yards. I'll tell you what, our quarterback doesn't have the gaudy statistics, but, man, does he run our offense slick and with patience and poise.
And weapon after weapon after destructive element after weapon after bomb after this is incredible. I cannot describe what I am seeing out of this Liberty Center Tiger football team. It's tremendous.
I'm very impressed, Brian, that Liberty Center, who's been kind of chastised in the media about playing after the whistle. Shocker that Patrick Henry gets the first penalty flag against them for post-whistle frustration. And we get that, but that was a great job by Liberty to not respond to that.
That's correct. Yeah, listen, you can play to the whistle. We don't play dirty. We don't want to play dirty. But if the whistle's not blowing, then you better be ready.
Yeah.
You're going to be around a pile. You better have your head on a swivel and be ready to go.
Yeah, just because you quit while the play's still going, you still get to be blocked. Here we go.
And let me reiterate, to cap that off, the coaching staff, and in particular Casey Moeller, head coach, does not – a little onside kick, bounces around.
Ooh.
And I think the Patriots recover there at the 35-yard line.
I like that onside. I like that.
It's a pretty good kick.
But quickly, Casey will not take it. He will not allow that on his team. So in-house corrections were made. There were, in no uncertain terms, and for those of you out there who have heard all that business, a couple of isolated incidents do not mar the whole team.
Well, bottom line, they had a penalty flag. Casey takes them out of the game and coaches them up. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's exactly it. Okay, now fakes, handoff, throw over the middle, caught at the 50 on a quick slant in, and that's going to be good for about 18 yards. That'll move the chains down inside Liberty territory to the 42.
Lincoln Krieger having some success in for Reed Krieger. That time the sophomore Trent Johnson. PH is loaded full of wide receivers and skilled guys. They can get this ball down the field if they can get some time and let Lincoln Krieger, the junior, throw the football down the field.
All right, so trip receivers over here, one to the far side, a single setback. They're going to hand off to the setback, grab right there, and he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Tell you what, our linebackers do such a good job reading the football. That was Trent Cruz, who's just a phenomenal ball reader, good key reader, stays inside out, does his job, and then Liberty Center got 8 hats on the ball there. So running the football is going to be a real chore for anybody here in the regular season and probably a few games deep in the playoffs. That Liberty Center guy up front and linebacker play fantastic inside the box.
Yep, Trent Cruz leads the team in overall tackles, hands down. All right, second down and 10 out of the gun. Two-step drop. Now throws a long slant up in the air, bangs around, and incomplete. Super coverage. Dropping back. Let's see, was Trent.
That was Colton Chambers on inside the slot, and then you had your safety over the top doing a great job. Landon Cruz. So Liberty did an excellent job.
Not Trenton, my bad.
Great job by Colton Chambers staying with that ball
right
there,
with
fighting with it. That ball was there. It was a good ball.
Yeah.
Catchable ball. Stayed with that and was able to knock it away.
And Landon Cruz, a great job at Rover, breaking on that ball as well. So Liberty Center in the secondary. You think Patrick Henry is advantaged there on the perimeter, but Liberty's done a great job, Spike, at covering.
Who did? A sideline. Oh, boy, what a beautiful looking, great, wonderful yellow flag.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a rough couple weeks for Liberty Center. They get accused of a lot of stuff, but Patrick Henry here has got a couple penalties here early, losing their composure, and that does not surprise me. I've seen a lot of that early in the season, especially last week against Bryan. So, we're seeing a composed Liberty Center football team taking care of business here.
All right, there was no walk-off, but the situation stands. 3rd down and 10 at the Liberty 43. Out of the gun, two-step drop. Now runs a quarterback draw. Tries to get outside.
There you go. There you go.
Taken head on. Slam, bam.
That
was Colt Chambers out there taking over like a wild bull in Brahma land.
Tell you what, Colton Chambers laying licks. Liberty Center playing fired up. That quote-unquote team up north has decided to play a little physical. I think Bill Inseman and the boys from the south better pack it in and strap it on, because this is going to be a long night for the boys if they don't get going.
All right, what a tackle. That's what the fiber of this Liberty Center team is made of. This Kip Kern right now, I'm telling you this, he's down here smiling down. He's loving the hit Liberty hit. All right, out of the gun, they're going to go for it.
There you go.
In trouble. Grabbed and thrown down.
Sanders Eider with the sack, but a great blitz off the edge out of Colton Cruz to create the opportunity. I'll tell you what, Liberty Center is fired up. I think they were reading some of the headlines of the team up north business, some of that stuff in the press, and I think these guys want their name said, and they will get that done before the night is over.
They're playing with an edge. They are playing with an edge.
Well done, Liberty Center defense.
All right, we got Spangler in on the offensive line. Seal the center. Seth Navarre, tackle on the right. Now they'll shift over to the right side. Brooks Bainfeld to tight end, Chambers the wing. They're going to give it second back through, looking for a hole. It's a seam. Now hit by one. Hit again, and that's a helmet-driven tackle. That's going to be a personal foul on the Patriots.
Oh, boy, another personal foul by Patrick Henry. And again, Liberty Center got labeled as a team that does this a lot. I'm seeing a lot on the other side of the football tonight. Patrick Henry is really struggling with their composure and their cheap shotting. They're going to have to watch themselves here. Not a good look.
We've got an injured Patriot in the Tiger backfield.
Sponsors. Hey, well, we've got an injury timeout here. We'll throw our sponsors in here that these people make this broadcast possible. KK Collision, the leader in the automotive repair industry. Been in servicing the Northwest Ohio and Liberty Center area for 27 years. Meyer Badenhop Insurance since 1933. Northwest Ohio has been the home of the Meyer Badenhop Insurance Agency. STN Design, your home for custom screen printing and embroidery, and this year's design and printer of the LC Tiger Sports Live gear. Affinity IT Group, managed services and cybersecurity for all your business needs. 3Chord, sign it, sew it, screen it, promote it. Davis Farm Services, a family-owned agronomy business serving Northwest Ohio farmers for well over 50 years. Swanton Welding's been providing their customers with the highest quality services for their metal fabrication needs since 1956. Pam and Dick Leatherman, longtime supporters of the Tiger Sports Live crew. Pizzanello's Pizza, that great family restaurant serving the delicious pizza subs, wings, and salads. Variety of appetizers right here in Liberty Center. The Gerald Grain Center is the farmer-owned cooperative with 9 locations here in Northwest Ohio and one right in downtown Liberty Center.
I am very impressed, Spike, with Liberty Center's composure. They have taken a lot of heat on social media and the Twitter atmosphere, and they got into this big game heated, and they are not the ones with the 15-yard penalties. They have kept their composure. This coaching staff's done a great job of coaching them up to get them focused on this game, and they are not the ones getting the penalties tonight. They're the ones playing composed, mature, like a number one team in their region, a top team in their region.
Well, and you mentioned a very critical word here, focus. This week in practice, I was very impressed with the overall status, the feel of this team. They were hungry. They were exuberant at times, but they were focused on their job. They handled practice well. They encouraged each other. They weren't sitting around giggling and telling stories. They weren't laughing. They weren't being goony. They were just very, very focused, straight ahead. Everything was in a pattern. It was smooth, and it was like a crescendo building toward Friday night.
Like you said, Casey Moeller, all business. He has coached this team extremely hard. There was some things that happened in that Arch Bowl game that he got after people, took guys out of the game. There was penalty flags, there was running, there was punishment. And then there was a good conversation between the two coaches to clean up any misunderstandings. He's done a great job of managing this team, Spike. You've said it all year long. These practices are well run. They're disciplined. They're businesslike. You know, and when these kids step out of line, Casey's right there to get them right back in line.
Yeah, and mistakes are going to be made. I mean, if we look at it from the Patrick Henry standpoint, okay, they're making mistakes. They want to move on. And they've got the rest of the season to play. They've got the tournament trail coming up. But it's when you adjust, when you learn from your shortcomings, when you learn from those bad judgments, and when you move on from that, that is what's important, and that's what this coaching staff brings.
And
to
you
the
know
table.
for a fact, and Brian, Bill Enselman's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He does not coach this.
No.
This is just players.
That's right.
Players' frustration. That's not the culture of PH. They don't do this. They're a great program, and anybody that says that Coach Bill Enselman coaches that, he doesn't.
Nope.
It's just you get caught up in those moments, and you must be coached.
And then it's the coach's job to
coach
do something about that.
And that's what right. Casey has done.
And that's what's
not
been happening.
And that's not what's been in the media.
Correct.
There's been a lot of things said about this program, and they're not talking about the things that Casey and this staff has done to correct that kind of play. And I'm sure Bill right now, with these penalties and hitting to the head and the post-whistle kind of stuff that they're involved in, Bill's not very happy about it.
That's correct.
All right, so now after the injury timeout, Tigers return to the field. Amstutz under center, wing right package. He's going to drop straight back. He's got one-on-one coverage. Landon Cruz.
Oh, great job. What a play.
What a grab down there at the 5-yard line. He was defended like stink on crap, but that didn't matter. Landon Cruz grabbed the ball out of the air for a 27-yard reception.
Reed Krieger was all over Colton Cruz. Had his hands up. I'm not sure how he saw that football.
Like he ducked underneath his arms.
Just a great adjustment.
Yes, underneath. Good call, Jigs. I don't know how he did it.
Great adjustment as that ball was in the air for a big play. We can throw the football, too, and we're showing that.
All right. First and goal at the 5. The Tigers marching. Here's Amstutz under center. Motion right. Give to the
nice
power back.
block.
Cuts it up the back to the cross the green. Into the end zone. It's another. I'm telling you, it's another Liberty Center Tiger touchdown. 27-0.
Wow, great pickup block by 5, Trent Cruz. Right. There was a blitz, a run blitz, and almost picked him up there.
Yep.
But again, Colton Cruz, great vision. He got around that blitz. His brother picked him up, Trent, and touchdown. Easy, walked in the end zone.
In 8.5 minutes, Liberty Center has scored on 4 consecutive possessions, 4 touchdowns in 8.5 minutes.
Now the team north of the river is putting on a display right now.
And once again, it's pounded through 28-0. We're only 28 seconds into the second quarter.
Some quick scores here, Spike. Bryan leads Evergreen 14-0 at the end of the first. Wayne Trace leads Antwerp in a really big game tonight for the Archers, 8-7. Napoleon leads Bowser. Napoleon has played a lot better the last few weeks.
Yes.
They're up 14-6. Defiance over Elida, another good game in the WBL, 6-0. And Wauseon leads Delta 10-0 early in that football game.
Yeah, you know, we spanked Napoleon, and it was early in the year, but now Napoleon, every time they can pull off a win, and they've got some good possibilities coming up, those are computer points for Liberty. Boy, what amazing. Size-wise, let's cover that quickly. Liberty Center is about right in the middle of Division 5 with number of boys. Patrick Henry, while in Division 7, they are the biggest division school in the state of Ohio. So there's only about a little over a division difference in size of schools.
Well, it's one of those deals, Spike, where Liberty Center was a small school, the smallest school for a very long time. And the one thing that Rex Lindgren did not do was whine. What he did was he got after it and got his kids in a weight room and started playing some hardcore football. So,
Max Weaver, a line drive kickoff down to the 2 at Cordon to block.
Return straight ahead.
And Submarine there at the 20-yard line. What a great job to stop that. Return in its tracks.
Number 51, Tyler Lay, took a wall out. Again, straight up on the coverage team, Spike.
Wow.
Liberty Center on fire. You get an awesome kick by Max Walker. Then you get some serious coverage team.
They blew the blockers all out of the way.
Oh, my goodness. You should wait to watch you're going to watch a little post game on number 51. Straight down the field. Tyler Lay, pocket Hercules, blowing people up.
All right, so the Patriots, 1st and 10 at their own 20. 11 and a half minutes to go. We're started the second quarter. Handoff off the left side. And, wow. Boy, grabbed the hold there, and there's no gain on that play. Well, they might give him a yard at the most, so excellent rebuttal by the Tiger defense.
Number 2, Colton Cruz again. Liberty just making reads, getting up the field, forcing plays to get out of holes they're designed for. And Spike, Liberty Center, black helmets all over that run game right now.
Nothing going on the ground.
All right, Patriots come out. Ball on the left hash. They've got trip receivers to the short side of the field. Straight drop, now throws to the other side, the wide side. Tigers there to cover that up right away. Collie in on the tackle, but the first hit, I believe, was a single digit. That should be Trent Cruz.
Thomas Moeller,
number 3.
Thomas Moeller, number 3, not 5. And, yes, Thomas, another hard-nosed football
3 interceptions
player.
for a sophomore. Great ball hawk. Landon Johnson, Brian, has got to be a bigger part of this game plan. They try to get him the ball outside the numbers to do something in the open field. Liberty, 3 black hats on the perimeter making those tackles.
Great job by Thomas to break down, make the tackle there, and then let the rest of the guys rally to that. Great job.
His meteor has done nothing but rise rapidly in the Tiger chain of command. All right, out of the gun, drops, looks, throws, caught over there, up at the 30-yard line. He may be just short.
Tell you what, that's a good-looking catch. That ball was behind. That was again, number 5, Landon Johnson, their all-Ohio receiver. Really good throw by Lincoln right there, and Landon Johnson did a great job of adjusting. There's a lot of Liberty Center players in the vicinity. But Spike, a really good job. I mean, Patrick Henry, if there was ever a team that needed a first down, it was PH on this drive.
All right, Tigers make a couple of changes with the defense. They send 2 wide outs to either side. Now they're going to run that little delay up the middle.
Good job by Miranda.
Spins out of that, still going, finally hit deep in the defensive backfield. It'll be a gain of 12 yards for the Patriots.
Tell you what, there it is. I mean, you knew that they could. Houston Miranda has that ability. You give him a crack, and he's able to exploit that. And he's also a little bit like Colton Cruz. Good moves, good feet, good vision. Broke a couple tackles. Liberty had him at the line of scrimmage, Brian, but he did a nice job avoiding that first tackle and getting to daylight.
That's a good job in the second level for sure.
All right, so the Patriots now move the ball. They've got a 1st and 10 at their own 43. Tigers look. They're kind of showing blitz, but I think they'll back out of that. They come a little bit of a quarter.
Oh, it's a fumble. That's a fumble right there. Colton Cruz.
Belong to the Liberty Center Tigers. It does. Boy, you can see that with hands and steel. He grabbed that ball, and that was yanked just like a clip on a motorized cannon.
Colton Cruz might be the best football player on this field tonight, and there's a bunch of good ones. Man. He just ripped the ball
Such a heads
from
up.
Lincoln Krieger, and I'm telling you, my goodness, this defense is just next-level intensity. I think some of that team up north business of the river, all that business, I think Liberty Center given an answer tonight about some of that business.
All right. Aiden Talent checks into the game. He'll be the wide out on the far side. Tyler Lay comes in at left guard.
See if they take
now
another shot
Amstutz out of the gun. Wing right set. Now they're going to run it a little
There
bit
you go.
inside.
Big yards. Here we go.
Chambers at the 35. Cuts off that. Pounds his way down inside the 30-yard line. Gain of 12 yards on a Tiger first down on a little bit of backfield chicanery.
A little reverse. I don't know that he doesn't run to the boundary and get big yards. That was a great run.
He was waiting on that block. And
he lost his patience a little bit because I felt he was just a step from big yards.
The run to daylight on the outside always looks big in your eyes, but the Tigers are coached cut back. Use that block. And Chambers likes contact, so that's why. Now they give to Trent Cruz around the outside and tripped up. A good solo tackle. Trent Cruz with escapability, but that time he was held to 4 yards.
Let me tell you something. Number 51 and number 2 on a double team block against number 5. You'll want to turn the film on and post game, maybe grab a beverage and some popcorn and watch some blocking.
He's coming
because I'll tell you, Tyler Lay just laid a lick, and then coming behind him, Colton Cruz just opening up wide running lanes.
All right, now Landon Cruz goes wide to the right side. Twin setback, wing right. To tight end. Now play action, in trouble, and blasting through is Patrick Henry. They get their second quarterback sack of the night.
That's a good-looking player, Grant Smith, man. He's been all over the field tonight. That's about his 6th tackle. It's his second big sack tonight. 6'3", 206-pound sophomore, number 86, Grant Smith, been unblockable tonight. Liberty, that's about the only guy that they can't block tonight.
All right. That leaves 7 minutes on the second quarter clock. 28-0 Liberty Center.
Spike, not to interrupt, but keep in mind we get the ball at half. So we are up 28-0 driving with the ball at half.
All right, Tigers come to the line. 4 down territory. Double wing set. Now motion. Nope, they're going to blow the play dead. Liberty Center called a timeout. Of course, they haven't used one yet. Captain, let's jump in here and get the sponsors, buddy.
Maybe you want to hit them again.
All right. Well, we did them once, but we'll do them again.
We love our sponsors,
we do.
man.
I can do them 100 times. KK Collision, leader in the automotive repair industry. Been servicing Northwest Ohio and Liberty Center for 27 years. Meyer Badenhop Insurance since 1933. Northwest Ohio has been the home of the Meyer Badenhop Insurance Agency. STN Design, your home for custom screen printing and embroidery. And our official printer of Tiger Sports Live gear this year, Affinity IT Group, the cybersecurity and managed services for all your company's needs. 3-Chord, sign it, sew it, screen it, promote it. Davis Farm Services, family-owned agronomy business right here in Liberty Center, 50 years in business. Swanton Welding, been helping fabricating metal needs since 1956. Pam and Dick Leatherman. Peas and Ella's Pizza right uptown, Liberty Center. Last but not least, the Gerald Grain Centers at Farmer-Owned Cooperative. 9 locations in Northwest Ohio, right here in Liberty Center.
All right, now the Tigers show a new formation. Trip receivers to the wide side. Amstutz by himself with 2 tight ends. He'll roll to his left, looking, dumps it underneath, and caught by Chambers. Eludes 1 tackle, pounds through 2 more, and bangs his way down inside the 30-yard line.
I think Landon Bockelman got a little over-leveraged, shoulders over his knees, and I think he's going to get called for a penalty on this rollout. A little holding penalty. We'll get Liberty back to 3rd and 25 here. Is that the first penalty against Liberty Center tonight?
I think it is.
It's going to be holding against 75. It's the pass rushes as Landon Amstutz gently rolled to his left. I think Landon Spike lost a little leverage and got a little bit shoulders over legs and held the defensive end there.
All right, so that means it's a 10-yard penalty. That will push the ball back to near midfield. Tigers will have it on the Patriot 46. They've got to get down to the 20 for a first down. So officially it's 3rd down and 27.
Jiggs, anytime you roll out, the quarterback's moving, the line's moving, the rush is moving.
Yeah, it's tough for the offensive
It's tough
lineman.
sometimes, especially for tackles, a little bit bigger.
That's right.
They will hold you at times.
All right, wide out to either side, double wing set. Back to throw, dumps it underneath on a little screen. Trent Cruz cuts it around, breaks, bang, and down inside the 35-yard line. So the Tigers get back about 14 of those yards.
Colton Chambers doing a nice job. A block into the whistle. I mean, Liberty. I mean,
Landon Cruz too on the outside. If you watch these guys,
they're blocking.
At all times, and it's that is coaching, telling those guys to go to the whistle, block the whistle. You never know when the play's going to come to your side.
I think players from other programs are shocked that they're getting hit
for sure.
If the ball is away from them or the whistle's not blown, they'd like to stop playing. We don't stop playing.
Other teams are not doing that.
All right. So the end result: Liberty looking at a 4th and 16 from their Patriot 35-yard line.
Watch for a pooch punt here.
Double wing set, now drops back. Amstutz has to get rid of it. Caught out there. Caught at the 35.
Nice cut.
Still going.
He's got himself a
breaks
my
goodness. Still going. Pounds and twists and
Wow.
drives. Finally thrown down. He is finally hog-tied down inside the 5-yard line. That is 32 yards of manpower, twisting, churning steel.
Well, we're going to, as a flag here, I'm not sure that's going to be a block in the back against Liberty Center a hole, but, man, I'll tell you what, Colton Cruz, very nice, man. Yeah. He is making Patrick Henry Patriots miss all over the field.
He gets that right arm, and it's like a weapon. He's just throwing guys past him and using his stiff arm.
Now the question is, from where will they mark this off? The spot of the foul?
What was that call? I didn't know what that was.
I don't know that I've seen that call before.
Still 4th down.
I did not see that.
A spot foul, because now instead of 4th and 16, Liberty will have a 4th.
That had to be away from the play.
I don't know. The flag was thrown in the route of the play. I don't know that I've seen that hand signal before.
I'm not sure what it was.
He hits 2 fists together. What was that call?
Well, we'll have to find that out. So Tigers looking at a 4th down. We'll call it 8 yards to go on the 32-yard line. Excuse me, the 27-yard line. All right, White out to the far side. Amstutz drops back, has time. He'll launch it out there. Good move, good cut, good pattern. Wide open, and that's a Liberty Center 10-yard gain for a 1st down.
That was a great draw up right there, Spike. Just had that out route to the sticks and come back. Landed through the ball to the sidelines, let him come back to it. Great pitch and catch there for a 1st down.
Wow. All right, now Liberty Center back in business. They convert a 4th down. Ball sitting at the 15-yard line of the Patriots. We're at 5 minutes and counting here in the 2nd period. Amstutz under center. Double wing set with a single setback motion this way. They'll give it right up the middle. Running room there to Cruz. Pounds, bangs, drives. 15 yards. He goes. Storm guarding, pounding into the end zone. It's still another Liberty Center Tiger touchdown.
I mean, this is just a 0-1 trap, as pretty simple of the playbook as you can get. A hole that a Mack truck could be driven through, and then you've got a bunch of PH guys sitting around, and Trent just ran through them, ran through arm tackles. My goodness.
This offense just overwhelms you with physicality. You cannot prep for our offense with the scout team.
Oh, boy. Finally, the streak is broken.
I think it jinxed him, Spike.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Oh, boy. Hit the upright. That ball was heading for the inside of that. Just kind of did a little sail out on that last second. That one does not convert, but Liberty Center in control, 34-0. 4:46 left in the 2nd quarter.
Spike, we have watchers from all over the globe. Rachel Whitmire from Mexico says,
wow,
man, I am homesick not watching the Liberty Center Tigers. She's in Mexico watching us destroy PH tonight, 34-0. And Brian, you can sit here and you can talk about a lot of different things, but I just think the physicality. Yeah. We just play so physical that I don't know that the media really understands it. I know that the Liberty's opponents don't really, because the way the game is played, you talked about it, so many spreads, so many shoulder pad and short periods in practice. It's a different game than what you and I played.
This just comes and hits you, and you don't know how to respond because you've not practiced against it. And not seen offensive like Liberty as much.
Now, South Range did that last year. I mean, they were a team that played with edge, and they won a state championship doing it. So, It is a formula, being physical. People don't like it, but that's the way it gets done.
Walker with the line drive. That's going to be caught at the 15-yard line. Looks for a little return room. Breaks the seam on the outside. Finally breaks the tackle. Still going. And Patrick Henry returns it up to the 33.
Well, Patrick Henry hasn't had a lot to cheer about. That was a good return, but there's some players on the field getting some reps tonight. Maybe a couple depth chart kids missing a tackle, but good experience for some Liberty Center Tigers.
Yep, Ted Wyram Beck, a sophomore out there involved in that kickoff return special team. All right, Patriots come out. They've got 4.5 minutes to try to get something going. Out of the gun. Straight drop, looks, throws over there, caught up at the 38-yard line, gain of 5, and out of bounds for Patrick Henry.
Let's go. Katie Weeks, Spike, texts me and says the penalty signal with the 2 fists going forward, the signal is for a blindside block, is an imitation of what occurred during the foul. 2 fists will be put together by the referee to illustrate how the 2 players collided. So I hadn't seen that call in a long time, but thank you, Katie Weeks, for staying on top of it.
All right. Now the Patriots go with 3 wideouts over here on this wide side. He'll drop back and tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Cruz again. There's a guy that is all over everything, running the ball, tackling the ball, turning the ball over, tipping the ball. That's a phenomenal play. He goes up with his left arm to tap that down, Brian. That's effort.
He's just a football player, and he's a really good one. You know, the problem with the pass game, obviously you're down 34-0, but you get the pass game going, you get some incompletions, stops the clock, it gives Liberty the ball back. So, sure, you got to pass, but when you can't complete them, you're stopping the clock. You're going to give Liberty the ball back here with 4 minutes, potentially.
Okay. We've got, it must be a procedure,
That'll be a penalty against PH.
That'll shove him back and make it 3rd down and around 10 yards to go.
If Liberty can get a stop here, Spike, you know, Liberty's had some success offensively, a touchdown and a ball at half. This starts to look a little bit like the Bryan game last week, which we did not expect.
Yeah. You can see where Patrick Henry has talent. This is not a talentless team by any way, shape, and form.
And a Hall of Fame coach. Hall of Fame coach.
I'd like to say this isn't on Patrick Henry as it is as much on Liberty Center's raw talent. Now back to throw. Lost it over the middle. Crossing out. Picked off!
Colley.
Wow! Colley set back. Deep in the backfield. Read the play. Came up and went up in the air. Picked it off!
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what I'm looking at, but that was baited.
Yeah.
That was a baited throw by Cam Colley, who has been phenomenal since the second half of Tenora. He just baited that throw, sat right in that hash, and exploded on the ball. That ball was not going to be at a Patrick Henry Patriot, Brian. That was an interception when it left his hand.
That guy goes around, he's always got a smile on his face.
He should. A lot of good
they ought to throw him in jail. He's a criminal.
Stealing. Larceny.
Yes. All right, wing right set for the Tigers. They're going to give it straight ahead.
Man, here we
Running
go.
room now
here
for Colton.
Here we go. Big block there by Trent.
Straight out, takes him down the sideline. He's got a blocker out front.
Sir.
Cuts across the green. Cuts across again. Uses his blockers and manufactures another Liberty Center Tiger touchdown. 40-0. The route is on, and there's still 3:51 left in the second quarter.
Let me be clear, Spike, and I think you bring up a salient point. This isn't about a small team and a Division VII team and a small roster. This is about Liberty Center being physical, playing great football. Nothing else. It does not matter what division you play at. When you show up, you got to play football. Liberty Center's doing that tonight.
Unbelievable. All right, good snap, good hold, kick on the way, line drive, splits the uprights, 41-0 Tigers.
Trent Cruz down there blocking. Who else picked up a block at the 5-yard line? I mean,
it was landed on the outside.
Well, I know that you got Trenton down there blocking. It's just nonstop. And I think people struggle. They don't understand that you can block till the whistle blows. It's hard to understand that.
And this coaching staff does a great job of the little things, and you're seeing some of that. So you don't see other teams doing some of this stuff that Liberty's doing, downfield blocking, going to the whistle. You don't see that from some of these other teams, and that's coaching.
Yeah, you bring up downfield blocking. That is so critical. And there is no team that I can ever remember for years who has done that as well as Liberty Center. That's a trademark of Liberty, almost like a linebacker
fullback.
High school, yeah.
Let me tell you what, too, Spike, this wasn't the first year we did this. Remember last year, you had guys blocking 30, 40, 50 yards downfield.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you saw against Bryan last year, we're just running up and down the field. That was downfield blocking.
Wow.
Gosh, that's impressive. 41-0, Liberty Center. I did not expect this. I liked Bill's team. I thought he had a very good offensive line, very good skilled guys. I loved it. Mark the Captain Bly saying, I did expect it. I didn't, man. I thought this was going to be a football game, but it is not.
Oh, my, there's a boomer all the way down to the 2. Return straight ahead, up the left edge, hit right away, knocked down. That's the end of that. Smacked down around the 15-yard line. Steve Brogan, number 63.
This kickoff team is dangerous, man.
Their coverage team.
There are some explosions.
And Spike hit it earlier, man. Stephen Brogan is just playing his tail off.
Yeah.
And they tell you what, these coaches have got these guys ready to play all phases. They are just firing on all cylinders, man. This is impressive.
Yep. You can't prepare for the physicality that Liberty's bringing.
Yeah,
just cannot do it.
A shoulder pad and short practice ain't going to do it.
Nope.
Ain't going to do it.
Blake Garber in there as a defensive back now, along with Thomas Moeller on this side. They'll give off the left side, and not much stirring there, maybe a yard for the Patriots.
64, Noah Jensen at nose guard, and he's a stout run plugger in the middle, Spike.
Yeah, he is.
He's a strong man doing a good job in
He's
there.
like that tree stump you want to take out of your yard,
stubborn.
but it's too darn big. You can't
move
take it out. No, you can chop at it for 5 years. You can try to burn it with gasoline, and it's going to take you 18 days to even start making a mar. That guy is...
It sounds like it's taken you 18 days or so to get a stump out of your yard, Spike.
Yeah, believe me. All right, out of the gun. 3-step drop. He'll launch it out there. Man-to-one coverage.
Oh, they're going to... weak. Boy.
That is.
I don't know.
Stride for stride.
I don't know, man. They're going to call that pass interference against Grady Miller.
Grady was in stride.
He's got to turn his head, though. He's got to turn his head.
It wasn't even really catchable. That wasn't bad.
Well, from here, it looks one way. That referee had the straight down the field view, and there may have been just enough of the
you're right.
Pushing off.
That Thomas Smith has hit some big plays this year down the field on those fade routes, so Grady has held him in check tonight. He's done a great job on that.
Grady was stride for stride there. He
yes,
really competed there on that route. And you're right, Thomas Smith is a deep threat.
Yep.
All right, so the Patriots move the ball up to the 30-yard line on the penalty. Drop back, throws, and that's overthrown. A misread perhaps on the route, but
I won't do a lot of comment on quarterback play since I was a linebacker guard, but I would say that that elbow got a little low and that ball kind of sailed on him a little bit. I don't know that Lincoln is a day-to-day quarterback. I think he's just a great athlete.
A lot of timing routes in this offense as well, so that is
that's a hard when you haven't played it every day. And I tell you what, obviously Nash Meyer is as good of a quarterback as you're going to see in Northwest Ohio, and taking him out of a game like this
hurts.
Was a big-time deficit for PH.
I do not like that. I want Liberty Center to play the best. And so for PH to lose Nash Meyer, certainly a devastating blow, and I, believe it or not, my sympathies go out to them for that,
sure.
because they want to bring their best team to the
well, and I think Bill's got a great team here, and it's not hard to see how good their football team is when you watch them on film. They block well.
Yep.
They can run the football. They play some solid defense at times. Obviously, their quarterback play, with Nash Meyer, Landon Johnson, who's been kind of held in check. He is an absolute stud.
Yep.
So it's not like they're not loaded with weapons, because they are. I'll tell you what, Brian, their offensive line is good.
Yeah.
That's a good offensive line.
And they're giving him time tonight. We haven't had a lot of pressure. Now, these are quick routes for the most part, but we haven't had a lot of pressure on the quarterback tonight.
Hey, I've got a couple of scores here, guys. Tenora leads Ayersville 7-0 at the half. Napoleon over Bowsher 28-6.
That's your money.
Whitmer leads Perrysburg 13-9.
Ooh. All righty. All right, now rolling right, throws underneath behind a cordon of blockers.
Maybe a little penalty here,
Trips
maybe
one
a hold.
there. And they'll go for about 12, 13 yards and a first down,
Maybe a
except.
holding penalty. Well, those tunnel screens outside the numbers, sometimes that receiver's coming back to the ball, but maybe it's against Liberty. I'm not sure, but it looked like it could have been a holding there.
It was in the vicinity where a holding could have been pulled off.
An
by
offensive holding, but we'll
Patriots.
see. They're talking about it.
Now, wait a minute. Is he picking up his flag? Now there's going to be
Ineligible receiver.
Ineligible receiver. Okay.
Maybe a lineman slipped down where he shouldn't have been, but that play was pretty effective. Those
Boy,
tunnel
that's
screens
easy
are good.
to do. Tell me why, but that's easy to do on a screen
Well, I'll
pass.
tell you why, because their job is to block. It's basically a running play in the air. So as an offensive lineman, it's a timing thing, and you got to make sure that ball is caught before you get too far down the field. So screen plays are very tricky for offensive linemen because it's basically a run play with a short pass.
Okay. Patriots now. Trip receivers over here to the wide side. Tigers spread the D. They'll give it on a handoff right up the middle. And now Gate on that play. They're going to slam him into the backfield. A loss of a couple yards.
Waylon Wren.
Except for forward progress, of course.
Well, Seth Navarre, great penetration. You know, it just doesn't look like Patrick Henry wants to do a lot of blocking right now. Liberty is just so dominant up front. It's been very unpleasant for them. Unpleasant evening for the Patrick Henry Patriots. We have not been very welcoming here at Kip Kern Field, and I'm sure Kip Kern, wherever he's at tonight, I'm sure he's very pleased with this effort.
Well, I would be the first to believe that he's up there flying around with wings. Toting the football.
Hit Liberty, hit.
Yep. All right, rolling hard right. Tigers now putting on pressure. Giesecke forces him to throw the ball at the sideline. Caught, got his feet down in time across the 30. Patriots get back some of that penalty yards, and they'll make it now a 4th and 9. 4th and 8.
Another good receiver in Brock Behrman, a 6'3 senior. I mean, they're loaded.
Yeah, they are.
They got a ton of athletic, tall, long receivers. That was a good throw and a good catch, but just well short of the sticks.
Yeah, Thomas Moore over the top there had a double move he was on top of. That was the first option, and he was all over it. Good job by Thomas.
Oh, we got a flag here. Looks like maybe a...
Somebody may have got off the field late, but they hadn't snapped it.
Illegal substitution,
PH
Spike.
has had a lot of flags tonight, too, haven't they? Not sure what that... how many and the yardage, but they've had a lot of penalties tonight.
I just think that Liberty has put a lot of pressure on Patrick Henry, and there's not been a lot of answers over there from Coach Inseman and his staff right now.
Okay, 4th down and 13 now. Patriots standing back at their 15, appearing to punt. They get off a line drive. That's a deep one, and staying away from it. Cam Colley now is going to let it roll, gets away. Ball is going to be blown dead around the 25-yard line.
A couple flags here. Looks like there may be a little post whistle or maybe a little roughing possibly here, or what? We're going to see here.
Pretty impressive.
Looked like it was. It might have been on the block. I don't think they hit the punter.
Oh, another blindside block, this time against Liberty Center, I guess. Those fists have come together again. I guess that they're going to call that a blindside block there. I didn't see it, but I'm sure it happened if they called it.
About a 45-yard punt and very difficult to handle. It stayed in the air a long time and was kind of floating up there and very dangerous.
Well, one thing I can tell you, because I've been coaching around Coach Inseman a long time, in the pregame there was a lot of conversations with the referees about Liberty Center playing it tough, playing it hard, and some of those blindside blocking penalties, I wouldn't doubt one bit if Bill Inseman, who's very cagey, very smart,
without a doubt,
initiated some of that, because I think the referees are doing a good job. They're on top of these calls. The bulk of those post-whistle calls tonight have gone against PH, but those blindside blocks can be tough.
Now, they'll have to see that tomorrow morning in the films and just see exactly where this came from. All right, so the Tigers come out. They've got a 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line. Here's a little give up the middle, dancing and prancing, kicking it around
nice
is Cruz.
job. Ooh.
Cruz almost breaks a tackle
Yes, sir.
out to the 17-yard line. Be a gain of 5 on the play.
I'm going to tell you what, he is one broken tackle away because you're getting some downfield blocking one-on-one. Number 9 for Liberty Center did a great job there. Aiden Talent had a nice block on the edge. I'm telling you, Brian, he gets out of that tackle. That's going the distance.
5 yards for Liberty Center, 2nd and 5, 48 seconds, clock running. Amstutz under center, 2 in the backfield. They'll give to the first man, pounds through, breaks a tackle. That's Rent still going, twisting ahead and driving up to the 24, and that's going to be enough. I believe a 6-yard gain. That'll move the chains. First down with 37 seconds.
Boy, it's nice to be so deep that you can hand the ball off to Waylon Rentz, who's just an absolute machine pounder.
Yes.
He is a animal inside the tackles, boy, and I tell you what, he's a guy that it's going to be hard to replace the Cruzes, but he'll do a good job of it.
All right,
Claire Henry cheering on from Canada. So we got the NAFTA agreement tonight. Mexico, Canada, we got Liberty Center Tigers everywhere. My goodness, North American Free State Agreement
we've got
tonight.
them in Seattle, Washington. We've got them in Austin, Texas. And now they're going to take a knee, run the clock out here. So as time expires, it wasn't just all Liberty Center. It was only Liberty Center. They lead it 41-0 as they head to the halftime break.
All right, we'll be back for the second half of football here from Rexlinger Stadium, Kip Kern Field. Liberty Center 41, the Patrick Henry Patriots 0. We'll be back right after this.
most out of it. I guess you could say she was caught in a bad romance. My Chemical Romance built that rock into their band's DNA. There's darkness in the world, and overcoming that darkness, internally and externally, is a beautiful thing. Featuring trumpet duo Brenton Reddick and Bryn Lust. Welcome to the Black Parade.
Wow, have we got a show for you tonight. With a salute to the past and a wink towards the future, please join me in welcoming to the field the marching pride of Tiger Country, the Liberty Center Tigers marching band. Joined tonight by the future marching Tigers, the Liberty Center Tigers, the junior high marching band. The band is led this year by drum major Reese Kessler and band captain Vivian Davis. Before we begin, we want to wish a special happy birthday to soccer coach Ryan Dodson. Tonight, the band is honoring classes who are celebrating their 10th and 20th year graduation reunion. This year, we start with a 10-year celebration and special shout-out to the class of 2013. We've got the Eye of the Tiger with Katy Perry getting Each Band Plays Roar. Drum major Reese Kessler, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Liberty Center Marching Band. 40 years ago, sitting over there in the East End zone, Mr. Louis Rocket. Playing a bit rockin' and rollin' hit from the Beach Boys. Yes, including Head Choppers. This is Barbara Ann.
All right, we're back here after the halftime. Liberty Center leads the Patrick Henry Patriots 41-0 here at Rex Lindgren Stadium, Kip Kern Field. And Scott, it's all been Liberty Center since after that first series. PH really didn't get much yardage, didn't really do a lot. Liberty Center immediately took over and just did what Liberty Center does.
Yeah, the numbers really bear that out. First, I want to make a reference to the head choppers out there tonight. Barbara Ann, old school, got some alumni. Tried to get through some of those head choppers. Man, that is a dangerous operation. I will skip it tonight. Here's the halftime stats, and they are devastating if you're a Patrick Henry Patriot. First downs, Liberty Center 18-5. Total yards, Liberty Center 343 to 71.
Ouch.
Wow.
The rushing attack. Again, this is not the final statistical numbers. This is halftime. Liberty Center, 23 rushes for 245 yards. Patrick Henry, 18 on 12 carries. That is devastating. Wow. Passing yards, Liberty Center, very efficient. Landon Amstutz, 7 for 7, Spike, for 98 yards and 14 yards per completion. Excellent job.
Yep, that's Landon.
And the passing happy Patrick Henry Patriots, who's been very good throughout that coach's career for 31 years. 7 for 14 for 71 yards, 7.5 yards per catch. Rushing totals individual. Colton Cruz, 8 totes for 139 yards. Whoa. Trenton Cruz, 7 totes for 86 yards. Lincoln Krieger tonight, 7 for 14, 53 yards. Liberty Center tacklers tonight, Trenton 4, Waylon 4, Colton 4. Spike, I don't see a number in there that doesn't spell out complete and utter devastation.
It's demolishment. And
demolishment, that's a great word. Meant.
It is. You can see that Patrick Henry can play football. They do have a good team. That's why they're 6-0 coming in.
Yeah.
But it's like everybody wonders, how good are we? We had this last year. Now we're going through it again, and we're trying to use comparative scores and early season comparisons as we built toward this 6-0 versus 6-0 showdown. And I think we're starting to find out. We alluded to this in the first half, but this isn't Patrick Henry struggling. This is Liberty Center. I mean, they're counting out the kids in class, and if you don't take care of business, they're going to wrap your knuckles with the ruler type of spanking.
Well, I looked at the film all week, and I talked to a number of experienced coaches, and I got a chance to talk to some PH guys a little bit, some alumni, and Patrick Henry is a good football team.
Yep.
This isn't a hoaxy kind of 6-0. No. They've won important games, and they're ranked in Division 7 for a reason. It's a good football team with a legendary Hall of Fame coach. Let's be very clear about that. And they got weapons all over the field. Now, might it have been a little demoralizing when your leader, Senior Nash Meyer, is taken out of a game, Brian? That might have psychologically taken that a little bit more out of them than what we thought, because I think that's a big loss for them.
Yeah, it is. And we talked about it a little bit earlier. Their offense is timing. These routes are timing routes. And Nash Meyer, obviously, they rep them. Kind of like we rep the run game at our practices. And when you take him out, obviously you got Krieger in there. You know, he is a very capable thrower, but he's not used to these timing routes where these guys are breaking, when he's supposed to be throwing. So
great
it
point.
Hurt a lot.
I also think, Spike, and I'm interested to get your commentary on it. I said it in the pregame, when Patrick Henry and the Swanton Welding pregame show, when I watch film, and I've seen Patrick Henry for several generations, when they were dominating us and piling and stacking victories, Liberty Center and Rex Lindgren just felt if they could just execute their basic offense, traps, dives, sweeps, and boots, that they could do this against PH, and they couldn't. Bill just really got after him. We didn't change. Well, now I think it looks the same. Defensively, Patrick Henry on film just looks the same, and Liberty is doing things to them and stressing parts of that defense, and there's not been a lot of adjustments. That's why you're seeing massive yardage totals in a basic run game from Liberty Center.
Yeah, the offense has so many weapons, and they are almost like a doctor in a heart operation. They are thorough. They are precise. They are, and then they power you off the field. It's a surgeon's scalpel touch with a pound them right down into the ground attack, and it's just overwhelming.
Not only am I seeing really good blocking from our offensive line, Brian, but I'm seeing exquisite, highly skilled runners that are hitting holes, cutting, running to daylight, great footwork, struggling for additional yards. I mean, our running backs just do it all, man.
Yeah,
they do it all.
It's the hard running, it's the vision, it's the cutbacks. I mean, if you watch these guys run the ball, the Cruz brothers, Waylon and Colton Chambers and Thomas Muller, the cutbacks, I mean, their head is always on a swivel, looking for those cutback lanes, because they know that their linemen are blocking downfield and their other backs are blocking for them, and those cutbacks will be there. And that is the most impressive thing for me of all these backs. Good vision. They're always looking for that cutback.
And, Spike, you talk about it so much. The blocking downfield, it just never gets old. Our kids don't quit. They just don't quit blocking.
And one last thing here. When you talk about intangibles, you guys were talking about the fact that Meyer could not start tonight with the injury. And you know what? It's those small 2%, 3% fine edges. It's the mentality. It's the abstract. And you start adding these little percentages up here and there, and pretty soon you have an edge. And that, I think, is where Liberty Center's football team, the coaches, have combined for a unit of extraordinary football. All right, little onside kick, bouncing around, a lot of action, bodies flying.
I think that was an unintentional line drive kick, not to give Liberty Center too much credit or PH too much credit to come out and onside. That looked like a kind of a squib attempt, but
I think it was.
Maybe he missed it, but a little bit mishandled. But Liberty Center with good field position around the 35, Spike.
Okay, so Liberty Center, of course, deferred their choice. They received, and now they've got the ball around the 35-yard line.
I know Casey loves these first drives, Spike. Execute, get something on the board, and continue to keep your foot on the throat here.
Okay, double wing set, wide out to the far side, single set back to Trent Cruz. Now motion this way. They're going to pitch it to motion man. Cuts it back up through. And for one of the few times tonight, Patrick Henry closed the gap on that wing back sweep, that jet sweep, and they slow it down for a single-yard gain.
Well, in our offense, the wing is the two-back, and the second number 7 is where they ran that to the left side. Everything run to the left side, Spike, is an odd number. That was a 27 sweep. Really nice play by number 57, Avery Wright.
Okay, again, two-wing set, single setback, wide out to the far side. Now motion, give up, straight ahead, running room back, cuts to the outside, and crosses the 50-yard line. And down, this is a foot race now at the 20. He's out ahead. They're not going to get him. It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown from 63 yards away. This is incredible. This is astounding. This is power football run on Hot Wheels. Wow.
What a block. That looked like what they call a belly down, where they're double teaming the tackle and kicking out the end, and there was just nobody. And then Trent just put it into another gear. I mean, we talk about home run hitters in the backfield. That was a home run by Trent Cruz. Great blocking. Fantastic. Wow. Holy smokes.
Here's the snap. Kick up on the way. It is gone.
Man, oh man.
48-0 Liberty Center. A minute and a half gone here in the third quarter.
You know, a lot of people came to this football game tonight. A lot of people from Hamler and Deschler and Molina. And this crowd for Liberty is packed. It's homecoming night. I think we were all really expecting one of those old school Liberty PH games. Again, Mark Bly says no, but everybody else in the stadium, we were looking for a great game. And as much respect as you got for PH and what they're doing over there, and obviously a Hall of Fame coach, Spike, this is just a blackwashing. I mean, this is just – I just didn't expect this kind of domination.
It's like tank warfare with road runners running the tanks. I mean, it's wow.
Well, it looks to me like one team has handguns and one team has bazookas, and this offense Liberty's running just high power and nothing special, Bri.
They're not.
This isn't nine cuts,
offense.
and this isn't.
That's right.
This isn't boot passes. This is belly downs, traps, and sweeps, man.
Big holes.
Woo.
Big running lanes.
My goodness.
Okay, Liberty Center set to kick off. Walker sends it high. Very long hang time. Comes down at the 8-yard line. Looks to make a cut to the outside. And the Tigers hold their lanes and shut him down at the 20-yard line.
Waylon Rentz, excellent. Thomas Moeller, excellent. The pocket Hercules, Mr. Lay. Those guys stayed in their lanes. Did not move. They just did their job. That is great special teams coaching by Paul Amstutz.
Steve Brogan also played a role there. Yeah,
that coverage team, Brian. You said it earlier. That's a special team right there.
There's sophomores that are fighting to get on this kickoff team.
No doubt.
And that makes you hungry, and you better give it all, or they're going to get the next guy in. So, iron sharpens iron.
Blake Garber now again into the lineup now in the secondary. Out of the gun. They're going to hand it off straight up the middle.
Good looking run here.
Makes a cut. Another cut. Tigers finally floated the ball, and that's going to be about an 8-yard gain for the Patriots.
Seeing some good looking blocks and seeing some very physical play at the point of attack. Patrick Henry coming out, fighting on that first snap. Good looking running play. Staying ahead of the chains on a 9-yard gain. That's one of the best plays Patrick Henry has had the entire night.
Yeah.
Give them credit.
Part of the problem is just the running game is non-existent. It just makes you one-dimensional and makes for a long night.
Okay, trip receivers to the far side out of the shotgun with a single protector. They're going to hand it off up the middle, looking for running room. Trent Cruz in there early from his linebacker spot, nails him. It's good for a couple yards, and that'll move the chains.
Really good block there by number 59, Luke Bosselman, senior, 5'11", 188. He was able to move Xander Zeider just a little bit to create some room. Xander's having a heck of a night, but good block by number 59, Luke Bosselman. Patrick Henry trying to get on the ground and get something established so they don't get in those 3rd and plus 10s that have to throw the ball, and Liberty's turned them over a lot tonight.
Okay, 1st and 10. Patriots on the close hash at the 30-yard line. Now rolling left, looking upfield, launches it up there and high, and it's going to go incomplete. Terrific coverage over there.
Well, Grady Miller.
Yeah, he really drove on that ball, on that out. That was a great job.
Grady Miller went toe-to-toe with an all-Ohio player, Landon Johnson, and just won that route. He won that route, man.
You can see him getting more and more confident as weeks go by, too.
And I love his size. He gives you some length. He's obviously, Grady Miller, Spike, pretty explosive. And you've seen him from day one to today. How good has he become?
Mm-hmm. Well, you can even see his little mannerisms in practice in the locker room.
He's feeling it, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's still a quiet, unassuming Clark Kent type of guy. But now there's just a little more oomph in that step of his.
He is a legitimate cover corner for us. Excellent job tonight, Grady Miller.
All right, 1st and 10 after the penalty. In the
boy.
backfield, slowed down,
man.
and they're going to smoke him there.
Oh, no.
Better block that
Wow.
guy.
Wow, that was Trent Cruz again.
Well, that was Trent Cruz opened up the dairy bar, and number 75, Landon Bachman, closed it.
Yeah, he just kept filling his cone with more ice cream.
I mean, that was an open to close shift by the number 5 and 75, and that is just not going to feel very good in the morning.
It looked like a little pitch there, and they did not block him, and that's the wrong guy to not block him.
Trenton Cruz reads pitches.
Well,
he is an excellent key reader.
The block.
Fantastic tackler over in the open field, Trent Cruz.
All right, 48-0, Liberty Center on top. Patrick Henry deep. They launch it out there.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. Wow.
Oh, boy.
That pass floated.
Blake Garber just about got himself a pick six.
There's some of that timing, that they're probably a little bit off on those timing routes. And
Lincoln Krieger. Lincoln Krieger, though, Spike, to your point and to Brian's, he's not ready to throw these timing routes. Those are balls that Nash Meyer puts right on the money and moves the chains, and that's been a big difference.
That hurts.
I think if you want to be fair, had he been in there, we might have been looking at PH with a couple of scores.
Yes.
And maybe Liberty Center with one less. So that makes it 41-14. I'll take that to the bank and draw interest every day of the week. Just a little speculation. A little high snap. Goes back, gets it, runs it down in the corner, and that's going to be incomplete. No receiver in the area. I don't know how they rule that in high school. He may have been out of the pocket.
He was out of the pocket,
Okay.
That's what happened there. And, there was nothing there. I mean, Liberty's got it covered in the back end and pressuring the front end. It's one thing to pressure. It's another thing to cover. But when you're pressuring and covering, there's not a lot of options in your passing game.
There's not.
PH has really struggled tonight to block Liberty, and I really felt like you'd see a better effort from PH blocking Liberty Center tonight.
All right, Tigers back deep, standing at their own 45. Line drive, punt. That's going to be grabbed at the 48.
Here comes
Return
the wall.
up the left side.
Good cut. Oh, boy.
Now
Cam
cuts it
Colley.
back across the grain. He's got some running room down the sideline. Breaks through again. Another tantalizing run.
Cam Colley.
He got the
Very
house.
nice.
He went to the house, a 57-yard punt return for a touchdown. Cam Colley, you're nothing but amazing. You're a man among men, buddy. I'll tell you, what a return.
Man, Cam Colley had a wall trying to develop over here, and we just didn't get it set. He puts his left foot in the ground and then just takes a
you're
direct
not supposed to do that.
90-degree angle and got to the Patrick Henry sidelines.
Impressive.
And that's ball game.
That guy's got some speed right
and
there.
Explosiveness.
That's his, fourth touchdown without having an offensive touchdown? I think he's got a kickoff, right? Kickoff return, punt return,
and
interception
two pick
returns.
sixes.
So,
he's like a mini explosion of offense himself.
Kick is up on the way. It is good. 55-0.
Yeah, you don't go against the wall on the punt unless you got incredible speed. And that's what Cam did. He stuck his foot.
He exploded. I'll tell you another thing to think through is that kick was a low line drive and did not give the coverage teams any chance to get 15 yards down the field. Cam Colley's catching that ball at the 46-yard line, and the coverage team, Spike, hadn't reached the 30.
Yep.
I mean, that is a 17 yards of decision. You give Cam Colley 17 yards to make a decision, he's going to make a right one every time.
Wow, and when you make a 90-degree cut,
boom.
I mean, that's
geometry there. That is geometry.
Wow.
Woo. I mean, that's just – I mean, you're scoring on offense and you're doing stuff, and all of a sudden Cam Colley just does that to you.
This is what happens when you start getting beat like this. You start to wonder. Everybody starts looking around a little bit like, do we want to be here?
Ooh.
We sure we want to be here?
Making a business decision.
55-0.
My goodness.
4:11 left here in the third quarter and a running clock.
Yeah, did not see that one coming. I really felt this was going to be a a behemoth matchup, and it's said it 3 times, but it has been a one-sided affair tonight.
Low line drive taken
caught that
there,
with
and
his
he's
knee
going to
down.
be down. His knee hit, apparently. That was close.
That could have been a good return. Landon Johnson's really good, really fast, and that was a low line drive. That could have been a returnable kick, but Landon Johnson has been neutralized. I thought he would cause all kinds of trouble tonight. And Thomas Smith, I mean, 2 of their biggest weapons on the perimeter, Brian.
They've got a couple catches.
That's it, man.
That's
it. Liberty's
There's
defensive
not a lot
backs.
of space. Even the catches that they have had, there's been
Smothered.
no runs after the catch, tackled right away. Secondary's playing great, and obviously good pressure.
Okay, now we're seeing a second unit in there for the Tigers defense. A number of pretty darn good football players.
Oh, yeah.
Tried to
Waylon
sweep
Rentz.
the end, and was that Rentz?
Waylon Rentz, and that was not a blitz spike. That was a read and react. I think Liberty's been in the pocket of this playbook all night long. I mean, there's pre-snap reads, and those reads on snap have been phenomenal. Waylon read that a little bit like Trent Cruz and got right to the backfield, and you were not going to get away from Waylon Rentz.
All right, we've got others in there now. Will Fitzenreiter, number 4. Number 6, Heath Atkinson.
Number 22 in this game, Caden Sonnenberg. Who would have thought you're going 2 and 3 team here with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter? Wow.
Hey, handoff off that
Noah
left
Jensen.
side, and the Tigers swarmed to the football again. He had nowhere to go.
Noah Jensen.
I don't think he got anything.
No.
Jensen on the tackle.
Yes. I mean, Noah has made a couple great plays off the snap. He just uses his hands, sheds his blocker. He's in the backfield. I mean, that is quick and explosive for a zero technique to be able to do that. That's his second tackle for loss tonight, Brian.
Yeah,
wow.
Making a lot of plays.
Now, I'll tell you, you said it. These second, third teamers are hungry to play. That's all this is, hungry. 3rd and 7.
Landon Smith in there for Liberty, number 54. All right, out of the gun. 2-step drop. Looks.
Here's your timing pattern.
Launches out
Ooh,
there.
good job.
And incomplete. Sonnenberg on the defense.
Great job there by Kate.
Went ahead and give him a lick when the ball got there.
He wanted to piece that ball, didn't he?
I'll tell you what. I just feel like they're all over these routes, man. I haven't seen 3 open Patrick Henry Patriots.
Listen, that is coaching. That's drawing them
Film.
up. The scout
Film
team,
review.
Knowing your routes, knowing where they're going to break at, knowing where they're going to be. Great job.
Great jump of a route there, Spike. Your defensive backs, first, second, third team, they're just all over the ball tonight. Impressive.
Yes. Okay, Moeller and Colley back deep and taken
There's
there
that man
inside
again.
the 50.
There's that man
Makes
again.
a cut to the outside. Here's Colley. Twists and bangs. Pounds down inside the 35-yard line. Return of 17 yards, and the Tigers now on the 35 of the Patrick Henry Patriots.
Number 88, Trent Johnson, with a big-time tackle for Patrick Henry. He's a 6-foot, 190-pound sophomore. They've got some players in those younger grades. Certainly Trent Johnson's one of them, Spike. This is not a team devoid of talent. Patrick Henry is loaded to bear. This is one of his most talented rosters he's had in a long time.
Oh, okay. Clayton O'Neill, number 75, in there on the offensive line for Liberty Center. We've got
number 10 in the game.
Yep, Mason Smith, a sophomore. Tigers with a wing right set. They're going to give second back. Cut now up against the grain. Spins, twists, pounds inside the 30 to the 29.
Good
Gain
run.
of 5.
Good run by Thomas Moeller. He will run as hard as the Cruz boys. You know, these second-team backs, they want the football. And I'm telling you, you might see Thomas Moeller eclipse 500, 600 yards this year. If the flag, is that a holding call there for Liberty Center?
I think it might have been something late.
Something late by Liberty?
Clock running now with that rule. So under a minute here in the third period.
Yikes. Who was that against? Brogan? He brought Brogan out of the game. Tyler Lay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't be doing that. I'm sure the coaching staff on top of that the moment that developed. Got to stay away from those 15-yard penalty Spike.
Ooh. Yeah, they change the complexion of a lot of games.
A drive for sure.
All right, so the situation, first down, and I'm going to call it 22 yards to go. It's back at the Patriot 45. We've got a Patriot timeout with seconds remaining.
All right, well, we got a break in the action, and just before the fourth quarter begins, we'll thank our sponsors. Again, these guys make these possible. KK Collision, 27 years in the area, servicing all your automotive needs. Meyer Badenhop Insurance, 1933, Northwest Ohio has been the home of the Meyer Badenhop Insurance Agency. STN Design, your home for custom screen printing and embroidery, and our official producer of the Tiger Sports Live gear this year. Affinity IT Group, managed services and cybersecurity for all your business needs. 3-Chord, sign it, sew it, screen it, promote it. Davis Farm Services, a Liberty Center company, servicing the Northwest Ohio farmers in the agronomy business for 50 years. Swanton Welding, that metal fabrication giant in Swanton, Ohio, since 1956. And we'll get the rest here as we break for the fourth quarter.
All right, Tigers come out now, 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Under center, give off that left side. Moeller, I believe, pounds down around the 40-yard line, so it'll be a pickup of about 5.
Good first down play, straight to the middle of the field, and Spike Casey Moeller is a class act. You're not going to see him run this thing up. These second and third teamers are going to get their reps, real vanilla offense, and what happens, happens. But we're not going deep and running boot passes. Casey's got the dogs called off, and his coaching staff is class act in preparation and how they finish games.
Yep, no doubt about it. It's at the end of 3 now, 55-0. And when do you ever see that between two arch rivals?
You don't.
It's just, I can't fathom the meaning and the quality of this Liberty Center Tiger team. I'm seeing it. I can't describe it.
Hey, we'll finish up the sponsors here as we get ready for the fourth quarter. Pam and Dick Leatherman, longtime supporter of Tiger Sports Live. Pisanello's Pizza, a great family restaurant serving up delicious pizza subs, wings, salads, and a variety of appetizers right in downtown Liberty Center. And the Gerald Grain Center is a farmer-owned cooperative with 9 locations in Northwest Ohio and 1 right in downtown Liberty Center.
And we'll also want to make sure we thank Norm Zeider and Swanton Welding to sponsor our pregame, and we will have KK Collision's postgame show tonight featuring Spike Whitman's unit of the game. Spike, at a 55-0 after 3, you got the hardest job in the stadium tonight, brother.
Yeah.
You might want to give a team award tonight, big guy.
All right, so wing right set for Liberty Center. Handoff to the first back, pounding, twisting, and driving his way down inside the 35-yard line to the 33. Gain of 8.
Teddy Wyrenbeck on the run, but really good block by number 68, Gavin Podak. Gavin's a 5'8 senior. Looks like a punt here, maybe. Tell you what, Max Walker can kick long field goals, but he's also very efficient kicking teams inside their 10-yard line. So let's see if we get a coffin corner here and pin the Patriots sleep.
Standing back at his 45-yard line, Tigers didn't get the proper change of player personnel on that. There was a bit of confusion. But, you're running second, third unit in there, yes. And, of course, it's not going to go like clockwork.
Well, these are things that on Saturday mornings that Coach Moeller, as you've been there on those Saturday morning film sessions, Brian, you don't get on the field, you get your shot to take a snap and a blowout, and somebody's going to talk about it Saturday morning, and sometimes it's not very pleasant.
That's when you're hiding in the corner, trying to hide.
You're in the back corner with your sun-kissed and your protein bar, just hoping to the Lord that no one finds you.
Yeah.
But the film always finds you, Spike.
Oh, yeah, and
the film never lies.
They're forgiving, but they don't forget. Let's put it that way. All right, so the Patriots with the ball at their own 20-yard line.
Reed Krieger back in the game.
And wow, manhandle, power, Pam down.
Remember, is that number 54, Landon
56,
Smith?
56.
Lucas Navarre. The brother of Seth Navarre. And as good as Seth is, Lucas good football player. Nice looking play by Lucas Navarre. PH would like this clock to run very quickly.
10 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Standing back. And they're going to run it right up the middle and that right into the teeth of the Tiger. Wow! There is just no give here at all. Maybe a yard, if anything.
Number 54 again on that play. I think that is Landon Smith, isn't it? 54, and Max Walker on the tackle.
Yep.
Liberty Center just doing a great job up front. Their second, third team guys, Brian, making plays, tackles for loss. I mean, this matters to these people. These snaps and these games really matters.
Does. You work hard all week. You get some time on Friday night, man. It's a big deal.
Little short pass. Great timing there. Ooh.
Throw a pass interference.
Might have got there a little early.
Yeah,
Pretty good play by Caden. He had the right idea there.
Good. Again, timing pattern. I think Caden had it timed out well. You know, the ball comes out of Reed Krieger's hands a little different. The nose of the ball's down, heading down. I saw that in the pregame.
Ooh.
And I'm telling you, I think Reed is going to be a mega talent, but might be a mechanical adjustment on the way. The nose of the football should not be going down into the ground for Reed, but excellent athlete and got a pass interference call out of that one.
Quick shout out as we make some changes. You know, there are those Saccharino T-shirts available, and that's to go to the foundation. I also want to mention some cups here. Cups, pens, and shirts by B&P Designs with Jordan Rogers. She's on Facebook, and I'm telling you, these are beautiful. Hot and cold cups. All right, give up that right side, and that's going to go maybe for a yard or two. This Tiger defense, it just keeps on getting good.
I mean, you got 7 and 8, 9 guys on a pile. That's hard to spot, Brian. Who made that tackle? You don't know.
5 of them.
Don't even try to name the person. A bunch of dudes got that tackle. That's a bunch of dude kind of tackling right there. The official description from the captain would be a host. My deal would be that's a bunch of dudes there. A bunch of dudes on a tackle.
I like that. That's original. I like that. All right, wide out, double wide out, far side, straight drop, looks to throw, and good coverage again. Ball a little overthrown, but well covered, I believe.
Will Fitzenreiter on the coverage.
Yes.
You know, Spike, Liberty has been step for step with receivers all night. They have jumped a number of timing routes. Liberty has been in the pocket, Brian, of Patrick Henry all night long, and I'm not even sure that even with Nash Meyer they would have gotten a whole lot more done.
No, I firmly believe that. This again, I'll say it for the 8th time, this is not Patrick Henry coming up short. This is the Tiger team from Liberty Center dominating.
Liberty has been on those routes all night long.
Hand off, and it's a big swarm of gang tacklers, bodies flying everywhere.
68 on the tackle for the Tigers, and that is
Podak.
Gavin Podak. He's blocking well and making tackles. Good job, Gavin. Of course, this is homecoming weekend, Spike. Today had a great pregame ceremony. All the nice ladies out there with their speeches and their looked really sharp. And the dance tomorrow, as Rex Linger would always say, have a great time. He'd always tell his stories about what was the nickname of the girl he took to homecoming? Was it Bertha, or what was her name? There was a name. He always took some mystery lady that we never knew. I know, we got to keep it clean here, but Rex always talked about it. I'm sure Tori from Black Swamp would remember. There was always a lady or girl he took to homecoming at Ohio Northern High School, and we always waited for the new name and who it was, Dottie or Bertha or something.
All right, 5-yard penalty pushes them back, makes it 4th and 9, and Patrick Henry in punt formation. Just over 5.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth period. Kind of a low squibbler. That's going to hit at the 40 and bounce away from Fitzenreiter. He'll have to let that one roll. Never really had a chance to come up and return it. So the ball blown dead at the 30-yard line. I believe we may, let's see, we're going to get some, perhaps, Dakota Zabo, a sophomore, 130-pounder in the game. Yep, Jackson Bartels. Mason Smith continues at quarterback.
Yeah, I think that is Jackson Bartels.
Yep. All right. Under center, rolls back, handoff coming out this right side. Running room, finds a hole and seams and sifts his way forward across the 35. 6-yard pickup for the Tigers.
Braxton Light on the carry. Brian, I like that. Little quick. Feet look quick coming on that sweep right there.
It's a good run.
I like Braxton. He's got some athleticism and some burst. Nice little run by number 16, Braxton Light.
Just a ton of depth.
Just sophomores and juniors everywhere in this roster. Everywhere.
All right. Wide out to this side. Jackson Bartels, wing left. Give to the second back. Kicks it outside. Now breaks that one. Good second effort there by Patrick Henry. Stops that first down jaunt just short at the 39.
Isaac Orth with the run. He was about a half step away from getting to the boundary, and wheeling and dealing.
All right, under center, wide out over here. They're going to run that pitch sweep, taking him on, putting his head down, and Liberty Center's number 26, Tyler Roars. He'll drive his way forward, pounding those heavy thighs and into that line for a 1st and 10. 3:45, clock continues to run. Tigers continue to make changes. Colton Strapansky now into the lineup, number 86.
As Dandy Don Meredith used to sing on Monday Night Football, you can turn out the lights, the party is over.
Yeah. All right, they're going to run another pitch sweep. Now bellying it deep. Now cuts back behind the block. Splits the defenders.
Yes.
Now kicks it to the outside. Running room around the 45. He's got one tackler there. Standing to turn. What a scintillating run. Stays on his
Tyson
feet. Fights off the tackle. And into the end zone.
Look at the sideline. Look at the sideline.
Breakaway run. That's about a 60-yard burst. He reversed his field 3 times. Got a great block. Kicked it out. Broke a tackle at the 10 into the end zone.
Looked like he was dead to rights there.
He was.
He had nothing there in that cutback. Man, what a cutback.
That looked like a special teams cutback that we saw earlier from Cam Colley. And once you gave Tyson Jackson the green, it was a green light for the touchdown. Number 31 showing some burst.
Wow.
Big touchdown by Tyson Jackson. Very nice. 5'8", 155-pound sophomore. Going the distance. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Wow. Wow. That'd be a decade highlight, not just a season.
I think that's your best flourish of the night. You've had a bunch of them. You're going to have to take a break. You need a weekend off after tonight.
Wow.
Get that man some lemon juice.
Yeah. I'm going to go get me a Coke Zero and chill out.
Wow.
62-0. The PA kick once again was good.
This was a party tonight by Liberty Center.
9 Liberty Center touchdowns tonight. 8 successful PAT kicks. So that's only 1 miss, I think, in his last 16 attempts.
No,
18 attempts.
You jinxed him, Spike. You've been talking about his streak, and you did it.
Yeah, I know it. I
Big
know
on
it.
you.
Foot and mouth disease, and it just keeps getting worse every year.
Oh, man. Just a lot of very sullen faces to the south stands tonight.
Wow.
I think we were expecting a little bit different outcome. Not exactly what I think the Patrick Henry Patriots had come here for.
Deegan Swager on the kickoff team. Toby Parasini checks in for Liberty.
$62-0. Man, oh man, when they write this one down in the history books, that's going to be a tough one to swallow. This game was over in the first quarter, brother.
All right, that's a boomer. That'll go way back, and that'll go 8 yards deep in the end zone. Wow, what a boom!
Yeah.
Boy, he gets stronger as the game goes.
You think about, some of these games that are getting so out of hand so early for Liberty, it would be nice to get some tests that go into the third and fourth quarter.
But you wanted
to get
it tonight.
Some of these starters, some time to play a full game, because you don't want to go in the playoffs, playing 3 quarters and pulling your starters at 4. So,
well, you know what? We got a lot of offense. I didn't see the time of possession, but we had control of the ball a lot. So I think we made up for some of those lack of plays.
True.
All right, Patriots come out of the gun. They'll hand it off that right side, and spins out of a tackle. Liberty Center doesn't give up anything. He did break through, but the Tigers swarmed to the ball. No gain on the play. Another stellar effort.
These second, third, and fourth team players, Spike, are playing their tails off.
Yep.
And they got skill. They're good. They hit.
Yeah,
this is good football.
These aren't your average just Liberty Center players. These guys are getting after it and really playing hard, man.
Ty Jackson, I'm still astounded with that run.
I just want to remind everybody, this Patrick Henry team is 6-0 and the number 2 team in Division 7 AP. I mean, this is no lightweight here.
All right, another swarm of angry bees to the ball. They give up maybe 2 yards on the play. That'll make it third down and long for the Patriots. Clock now under a minute.
I think something else is.
So there may be time for one more play.
Liberty fans, let's not be spoiled. I mean, these are some really good football teams the last couple of years. This is not a gimme. This is not every single year. It's not a given. This is a great coaching staff, a great program from the youth on up that is rolling right now, and I think they're going to roll for a long time.
And the Patriots pound it into the line, maybe get a yard, and that's going to be it. The clock now running at 12 seconds. And the Liberty Center Tigers on homecoming night have done their own team proud. They have done the coaches proud. They have done the community proud. And they have done the homecoming legend and lore very, very proud. Wow, what an overwhelming effort tonight.
Well, it's nice to see the Liberty coaches and the Patrick Henry coaches shaking hands. That's been a tough go the last few weeks. Archibald Bryan couldn't do that, and it's good to see the legend, the Hall of Famer, getting his staff to shake some hands and show some good sportsmanship. That's what makes him a Hall of Famer, Spike. Win, lose, or draw, Bill Inselman's a class act. He may annoy you a little bit by complaining here and there about being the smallest school, but
he's a competitor.
He is. You got it. Looking for an edge. He's always looking for an edge.
I know a couple other people around here. I know 3 of them that I can see that they're always playing for an edge.
Oh, I love it. Well, what a great game, Spike. And I just watching Patrick Henry on film, Brian, Spike. I just felt like this team had enough juice offensively that they could do some damage, but I was wrong and happy to be wrong. I was wrong in a big way. This is dominant. I'm going to get some stats. You guys can kind of wrap this thing up. We'll get into the KK Collision postgame here after your comments, Spike.
Okay. Jigs, I'm already done with astounded. What can you draw from this? What can you draw for the future here?
Yeah, I mean, just offensively, defensively, and special teams. I mean, there's really not a drop-off on all 3 levels of this team. They do everything well. The line play is great. You have athletes on both sides of the ball. The run game is obviously rolling. Landon Namstutz, when he has to throw, is a very good thrower, and they have some weapons that they're starting to get going on the outside with Landon Cruz. And defensively, the D-line just keeps coming. These linebackers flying around. The secondary is playing at a high level, turning the ball over, turning these teams over, turning them into points. It's just a well-rounded coaching staff. These players coming together, a lot of talent on the field, and it's a really beautiful thing right now.
Right. Yeah, and what I see is are again the intangibles of this team. You know, I love to come out to practice because of the direction and the way that these guys mold to their coach's desires. They listen well. They know the game. They have learned it. It's into a science now, and their reads are phenomenal. They call plays at the line of scrimmage, and they just do so many things. It's focus, it's execution, it's precision, and it's football character, and that you cannot touch that with a 10-foot pole. It is so hard to find, so hard to capture. It's like trying to grab a banshee over in Ireland, you know. It's just phenomenal.
And we talked too, Spike, just the effort. I mean, there's no drop-off. Even when these subs were coming in here tonight, the effort is there. These kids want to make plays. They want to be around the ball. They want to get the ball. And, you know, so you got the effort part of it. You got the coaching that is just fantastic. And some of these little things, blocking down the field, the special team nuances of just getting down the field and swarming. It's a beautiful thing right now, Liberty Center football.
Wow. All right. Now comes some of my favorite, simply because we won, but one of my favorite parts is when the team gathers together, they sing the fight song for the crowd, and then they shake down. It just don't get no better than this. Waiting for Buck to get back with the final team stats. And I believe we've got some basic things here.
I have, before we get into the KK Collision postgame, Spike, and I know you want to enjoy this breakdown, quick stats here, Liberty Center. First downs, Liberty Center 21-7. Rushing, Liberty Center amassed 395 yards to Patrick Henry's 28. Liberty's total yards, 493 total yards against PH's 81. Liberty passed for 98 yards, PH 53. The rushing numbers were incredible. Liberty for 395, PH for 28.
Wow.
I mean, there's not a number in that is not dominating. As we head into the KK Collision postgame, those numbers, phenomenal for Liberty.
Yeah, Liberty's line and execution has just been phenomenal, and I think tonight, just solidified all that. It really did. So, hey, once again, let's thank our sponsors before we go into the KK Collision post-game show. The Gerald Grain Center's at Farmer-Owned Cooperative, 9 locations all over Northwest Ohio. Pizzanella's Pizza, the great family restaurant right in downtown Liberty Center. Sherry and the gang does a great job every day. Pam and Dick Leatherman, longtime sponsors of our Tiger Sports Live effort. Swanton Welding, they've been providing their customers with the highest quality service for metal fabrication since 1956. At Davis Farm Services, a family-owned agronomy business right here in Liberty Center, helping Northwest Ohio farmers for over 50 years. 3-Chord, sign it, sew it, screen it, promote it. The Affinity IT Group, cybersecurity and managed services for all your business needs. STN Design, your home for custom screen printing and embroidery. The Meyer-Badenhop Insurance Company since 1933 in Northwest Ohio has been the home of the Meyer-Badenhop Insurance Agency. And finally, KK Collision, the supporter of the post-game show, a leader in the automotive repair industry and one of the most high-tech auto shop facilities in Northwest Ohio, and he's been doing that for 27 years.
Well, here we go. There's a lot. We're going to have a little difficulty trying to figure this thing out. We'll go offensive player of the game. There were some fireworks tonight. I'm going to let you lead this off because that's maybe the toughest job we got going. I have Kyle Kern's votes from KK Collision.
Okay.
But talk to me, Spike. Who is your offensive nomination, offensive player of the game?
I'm going to nominate 2, and you can take your pick. Their last name they happen to be brothers. Their last name happens to be Cruz, and they go Trent, and they go Colton.
And they kind of look alike, too, don't they?
Yeah,
a little bit. Kind of.
Yeah.
Brian, what do you got?
Colton Cruz sticks out to me tonight. Just running in open fields, and he uses that right arm like a weapon, just throwing people around, throwing past and stiff arming, and the cutbacks, the vision. I'm going to go Colton tonight.
The captain?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Colton Cruz, and I think a lot of it has to do with the way he ran.
Yeah.
Angry.
Yeah.
He ran angry.
Don't run angry. Oh, that's don't drive angry. Don't drive angry.
He ran angry tonight.
He ran angry, yeah. And I think, he was able to put his foot in the ground and just make cuts.
Mm-hmm.
And, that isn't about gaining hundreds of yards. What do you have, probably 200 yards on the night, something like that?
But it was big numbers.
But, it's about every yard counts, and I'm going to put my foot in the ground, and I'm going to get that extra effort second. He didn't need – we were probably up at a couple of those runs. We were probably up 48-0, and he's trying to get those extra 2 yards because that's just the way he is.
I think it was an angry night for Colton Cruz. I mean, you talk about the moves, the reads, the getting to the open field, and then shedding – blockers. He actually had some Barry Sanders type stop on a dime and PH guys diving.
Where's
and
Chris Berman when you need him?
I mean,
yeah.
Okay, you got tonight Colton Cruz just unofficially 8 attempts for 139 yards and 5 big.
So he carried the ball 8
Wow.
times and scored 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty effective
That's
running.
unbelievable.
Wow.
So and tonight, because I'm voting for number 2. I mean, there's a lot of good things to vote for. Our offensive line was completely dominant. Landon Bockelman. You had guys, Seth Navarre, just crushing people. Tyler Lay, the pocket Hercules. But tonight, and Kyle Kern votes the Liberty Center Offensive Player of the Game, number 2, Colton Cruz in a landslide. Great job by Colton.
Yep.
On to the Defensive Player of the Game. Now I'm going to say Kyle's first. I think you can say that we got one of the best cornerback punt returners maybe in the state of Ohio in Division 5. That is Cam Colley. And tonight, Kyle Kern picks Cam Colley as his defensive player of the game for his punt return. That was phenomenal. Great job by Cam. That is also my vote tonight. Cam Colley has just been on fire, Spike. Who is your defensive player of the game?
I like the effort of the Cruz boys on both sides of the ball. I'm going to go with Trent Cruz again. He commandeered. He was the anchor on the defense.
He was.
That took Patrick Henry and kept them, under 100 yards of total offense.
Total offense,
Total offense. And Waylon Rentz led us in tackles with 6, but number 5 is our defensive leader. Brian?
I'm going to go Cam as well. I mean, the punt return and then that
pick
right before the half, and then that turned into more points. Cam Colley, he's playing at a high level in that corner position.
Captain?
I'm going to throw Grady Miller's name out there.
Grady Miller.
You talked about the effective receivers of Patrick Henry. You talked about how they're playmakers. How many times did we see Grady Miller stride for stride, blanket coverage, no go?
Yep.
What was their passing yards tonight?
I don't know.
It had to be minimal.
Not much, man.
But they're big receivers that have been,
no big
53 yards.
All league
no
receivers. Grady Miller got the assignment, and he took the lunch pail and went to work.
Well, Thomas Smith, who is a complete stud, got shut down. Landon Johnson, another
I
great
think
player.
We saw him on Landon Johnson the majority of the time.
Now, some of this was
just
because
locked him up.
Some of this because Nash, the great quarterback, just didn't play
next
tonight.
Man up. I don't buy that.
Yeah, but I think I would agree. I think we're going to have to go with Grady Miller. I think that I'm gonna pull rank here and say Grady Miller tonight, number 1, was phenomenal in pass coverage, which was something that PH
Wait a minute, I won?
I think we got to go Grady. Spike, you got to fight
That hurts.
The defensive player of the game.
Defer to the captain.
I won.
Number 1, Grady Miller, our defensive player of the game. The KK Collision defensive player of the game. All right, we have a unit of the game. That's Spike Whitman's call. Tonight, Spike, good luck with that choice. That's all you tonight.
I'll tell you what, this time, I struggle with this sometimes because I see some beyond excellent football. Tonight, for me, there is no doubt it is the offensive skilled position players tonight. They, to me, are the player of the game. There were great downfield blocks, and that either comes from the line, it might be Colton Chambers or one of the Cruz brothers getting outside, getting that key downfield block. But it's coming from the skilled positions. Also from the skilled position was quarterback Amstutz. He was sharp tonight. He was cool. He played the game the way he knows how to play it. He had it under control. And then you talk about the broken field runs, the great cuts, the following, the blocking, the overwhelming. The Cruz brothers were on fire. And then, of course, we had number 31, Ty Jackson, with one of the most terrific runs in Liberty Center football stardom.
You were going to need a Ricola after that, Spike.
Yeah.
Ricola.
Boy. And so for me, there is no doubt it's the offensive skilled position people. They are the unit of the night.
Well, they're going to get the Sattler Meats 20-pound.
Kings of the Wings, baby.
Is that a Tuesday, Spike, or is that a Monday?
That's a Tuesday night.
Tuesday night special after practice. Hey, you know what? One of the things I know that this might not be, but I want to talk just for a second about Cam Colley. I don't want him to get lost in this. You know, his name came up a few times.
He ain't getting lost. He ain't getting lost, Captain.
But
he has been prominent.
What an explosion of talent that he has shown us. I mean, 5 touchdowns in 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, he's giving you another weapon as a punt returner. He doesn't even see the ball on offense, and he's a guy that can take it to the house.
Yeah, and he's got, he's probably second, third in touchdowns, maybe fourth in touchdowns on the team. He doesn't play offense.
No.
How's that happen?
Well, I think his punt returning prowess, his explosivity,
yes.
his open field speed, and I'm going to tell you what, he baited that throw tonight.
Yeah.
He sat there. He knows those timing routes. Liberty does a great job, and that coaching staff of really bearing down on some of those offensive plays, and that passing tree tonight, Liberty was all over it. And again, you can't discount, when Nash Meyer doesn't play. Now, you and I would disagree. I think he is the best quarterback net out in the NWAL. So when you take out that player, that makes a big difference. But I think Liberty was ready for Nash Meyer.
I do too.
He was ready for that.
Yeah, I don't want to disagree.
Let's face it. Let's give, if Nash Meyer's in the game, that changes the schematics by, let's say, 4 touchdowns. Liberty Center scored 9.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think that makes a difference, but in the outcome of the game, I do think it makes a difference in the game itself. So, all right, once again, summarize the KK Collision offensive player of the game, Colton Cruz, 8 carries, 5 touchdowns,
139 yards,
139 yards,
something like that.
Defensive player of the game, Grady Miller. What did you guys call him? Grady?
The blanket or
the
something?
Blanket or something?
Blanket.
No, I don't know.
And then glue.
The glue. And then the unit of the game is the offensive line, and basically they
offensive skill positions, right, Spike?
Offensive skill positions.
Yep.
All right. So next week we're at Evergreen. We'll do everything we can. Evergreen's an area that internet access is debatable at the best. We have been cleared to do everything. We've got some new internet capability. We'll give it a shot. We're gonna be there. We'll have the game. If we don't are not able to live stream it, we will certainly upload it immediately following the game. But I'm optimistic. We've got some new internet gear. And we'll be looking to bring you that game from.
I coached enough years up in Metamora. That could be a horror show up there for us. I don't know if we don't go prepared or we're taking a nap, but there have been many times we go to Metamora, and you've been a part of those games. I've coached them. I was a part of those games. For whatever reason, Evergreen just likes to play us, and we go up there. It's like we're just taking a nap up there. So we better gear up this week during practice, because I don't think that Evergreen game is going to be a cakewalk like we think it is.
No, and I think Scott, you and I sit down with Casey Moeller every week, and it's going to be a business transaction. He doesn't treat any game any differently. We kind of tried to poke the beast and get him to admit that this game, and he just wouldn't. He just and you could tell it was sincere. He wasn't hiding anything.
Well, I will tell you this, and Spike, you're going to take us out. This is what I'm seeing from this football team. Was lucky enough to coach for 22 years, got a chance to coach jigs, got a chance to coach a couple state championship games. I've seen some really good football. I mean, and I've seen some bad football. I was 0-10. I was 3-7 as a player. Let me tell you what, this Liberty Center football team looks focused. They look angry, and they look ready to go. Now, I don't know what that means. I'm not saying state championship, Spike, but I'm telling you, this football team, looks ready to go.
Yes, yeah. Rex Lindgren said one time, he says, I don't care if they'd put us up against Canton McKinley. We'll play
Let's
anybody.
go. Let's get it.
And that's what this Liberty Center team just totally typifies. They fear nothing. They love their brother beside them. And this is a team that's built for unity.
And they love to hit. This
Yes,
team loves
and
to
they
hit.
love to hit.
Oh,
That's a
man.
great call. So, with that being said, the Liberty Center Tigers now advance to 7-0. They're traveling to Evergreen next week. So, with that phenomenal effort tonight, 62-0 over the visiting Patrick Henry Patriots. So, on that note, everybody, as we march on, it's good night and good